You only ever know. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. I made a promise, can't nobody take it. I chose to put you above all the nations. Out of your graves, I chose to awaken. We made a covenant, don't you forsake it. Come get protected while they going crazy. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. I woke you up in your land of captivity. I do not change, I want you to remember me. Laws and commandments, I gave you the remedy. Go read the testimonies for your memory. I sent them prophets, but you wasn't hearing me. I come to you if you really come near to me. I heard your cry.
But when we read on, it says this, read.
They are created now and not from the beginning.
Go on.
Even before the day when thou heardest them.
Go on.
Not.
Read.
Lest thou shouldest say, behold, I knew them.
Because they have no life, they have no beginning, they have no future. They're just it. They're just an it. Now, what is man doing now to change that? What is man doing now to change that? You see, here, remember what I said, it's tied into the book of it's tied into the book of Genesis. It's tied into Isaiah. It's tied into Jeremiah, right? And in the book of Revelation, it tells you about, I don't say it, because if I say it, I'm going to give it away, but it tells you something. And today, we're seeing that man is determined to do what the Most High says you can't do. All right? So, who can tell me? Yes, Doctor?
Bishop.
Grace and peace.
They make it AI robots.
They're making AI robots. What does that mean?
So that they can take the place of
Can't. Because I want to make sure that you're on the same, yes. They're making artificial intelligence. Because basically that's what AI means.
Yes, sir.
Artificial intelligence. Now you do know that word AI comes from the scriptures, right? Yes, it comes from the scriptures. And so it comes from the scriptures, but the word or the word itself represents a nation. Right? Who can just, since we're there, who can tell me where? Oh, not New Testament, it's Old Testament. Right. So who can tell me? Yes, sir, what you got?
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace, sir.
It's Joshua when they had to go fight the nation of AI.
All right, so book chapter verse.
Okay,
You should have led with that, then I would have some thanks to you. Royally.
Joshua chapter
7. Yeah, 7.
Salakia.
That's all right. All right, let's read.
You said Joshua chapter 7 verse 8?
Yes, and in fact, in verse 5, if you want to really see that.
Con. The book of Joshua chapter 7 and verse 5.
Actually, jump up.
Yeah, you can.
Honestly, Pastor, you might as well start from the beginning, sir. I mean, because it's through the whole.
Yeah, I agree. Let's start with verse 1.
The book of Joshua chapter 7 from the top. But the children of Israel committed a trespass and a accursed thing.
Come on.
For the Achian, the son of Carmi, the son of Zebdi, the son of Zerai, the tribe of Judah,
Come on.
took of the accursed thing And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against the children of Israel.
Come on.
And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Beth-aven, on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto him, saying, Go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai.
Come on.
And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ai, and make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few.
Come on.
So there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai.
Go on.
The men of Ai smote of them about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate, even unto Shabarium.
Even unto where?
Shabarium.
Go on.
And smote them in the going down, wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water.
That's what?
As water.
Go on.
And Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of Yahweh until the eventide, he and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads.
Oh, that's where?
Upon their heads.
Go on.
And Joshua said, Alas, O Lord God, wherefore hast thou not all brought this people over Jordan to deliver us into the land of the Amorites, to destroy us? Would to God we had been content and dwell on the other side of Jordan? O Lord, what shall I say when Israel turneth their backs before their enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it, and shall environ us around, and cut off our name from the earth.
Stop there for the time.
Come.
So you can see where the title AR comes from, right? Now remember, the term AI, it is legit. It's a legitimate name. But you will find in most of your books, you will not find where did it come from or how was it related in terms of, because most names are named after individuals, can't? So when you read this now, it's trying to bring about some understanding. The truth is, you've got to go all the way back to Genesis chapter 12 and 13 to read it, to get an understanding. But we won't go there now, but just keep that in mind. So when you read it, it will give you some understanding, all right? Primarily Genesis chapter 12, and round about verses 8, etc. A little bit before, a little bit after, to get some understanding. Also Genesis chapter 13, from the top all the way down to verse 13, all right? Just to keep that in mind, just for you to read to get some understanding, all right? Now, let's go back. Now, remember, back to what we were saying. It is spoken about also in the book of Revelation. Who can tell me where is it in the book of Revelation? Now, remember, we have seen the first phase of it. The first phase of it is film. Right? Now, yes, sir?
Recipe Revelation 13, because you have to bow down and get reverence.
Correct. Correct. So let's go there. Now, what I want you to catch is this. A lot of things that you were told, and I don't want to go into it because it's too much. It's a maze. A lot of things that we were told and taught is not so. The history has been twisted. Has been twisted because the whole objectivity of history or his story is to make it palatable to the person. If I give you the true documentation of history, it makes the origin of the story and those who are a part of it highly favored and kills out the individual. Everything, I've been saying it for years, everything basically is a lie. And the only thing that we can hold as truth is this book that we have in our hands. The only thing. Everything that they tell you about history in terms of who you were, it's a lie. Because everything about you is just too great to be said. If you were to learn fully about who you are as an individual, what would happen is it would change the world's perspective. And the people do not want dark-skinned individuals to be the lead. They don't want it. So let's go to Revelation chapter 13. Then Cap, go ahead.
Yes, what verse?
Let's deal with verse 1. We're dealing with the beast, and then we'll pick the full episodes as we go through.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, from the top. And I stood up upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Having what?
7 heads and 10 horns.
Right, now, all this imagery here that you're seeing, that this is what we're reading. This is the first beast that's ever mentioned in the scriptures. And then when we read on, go ahead.
7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns.
10 crowns. Go on.
And upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Of blasphemy. Now remember, what John is seeing here is way into the future, and he's seeing what's called today the common market. Common because lots of different countries are going to come into it commonly and become a great power. Here is why the beast wanted to have this, was because the beast is trying to keep control over countries that he doesn't have his foot in. He's not there physically.
That's right.
So he sets up an order that allows him to still have a certain amount of autonomy.
That's right.
And that's what he's really trying to do here. But then, when we get to the second verse now is speaking about nations.
That's right.
And the nations are shown by way of creatures. So the creatures that the scripture is speaking about is the leopard, the bear, the lion, the dragon, etc. All these are creatures, but they are really nations, right? So when we read it, if you please, it says,
Revelation chapter 13, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
Go on.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
So here we see the first beast, and that beast is a leopard. That's speaking about the Greek nation, the Greekish nation. This is the Greek nation. And then it said, and his feet.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Feet of a bear. That now is speaking about the Russian nation. And then when we go on.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
No, the mouth of a lion here. This is dealing with Britain. Now the reason why it can't be America wasn't even, remember the earth is still only in 3 parts. The 4th part hasn't come about as yet. And then when we read on it says,
and the dragon gave him his power.
So the dragon gave him his power. So we see now that this is the earthly representation of Satan. All right. And it says gave him his power. Now remember, we know that the enemy or Satan can give power. We know this, right? And if we have to prove it, where do we go to prove it? Be quick, please, because this is not the lesson, but it's a part of the lesson because it tells us as to what's going on. So where do we go? Where do we go? We know that the beast can give power. So where do we go? And to whom? It's all this like it. Can somebody please tell me? Anyone? Go ahead, sir.
First speak, Pastor.
No, sir. Can I not? That's all right. Go ahead. Where you were, sir?
Luke 4:6.
Let's go.
The book of Luke, chapter 4 and verse 6. It reads thus. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it.
See? So he has the authority to do. People say, well, the devil can't. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. If he couldn't, why there's so many rich monsters in this earth? Epstein's a monster. The devil gave him power to set up. As I said, there were some video strips I wanted to send this week. I didn't want to send it because I think it would have roasted you a little bit, showing where they actually have a human body roasted. A human body roasted and tied up like a turkey.
Like a turkey.
A human body. And so this devil has the ability to make whom he chooses to be rich, right? And when he chooses to make these people rich, he can make them unlimited in their richness. Does that make sense of going so far? Explain to me, how can we prove that today? And please don't say you don't know. That means you've been living under a rock somewhere. I'm not you, sir. I need to make the other brains. Others work. Folk have a way of relying on someone just to give the answers to fill in, but we want everyone to be able to do it. All right, yes, sir.
I want to use a room with one of my clients, but he's not really rich, but she was telling me that I'm in the military.
Is this going to be short?
Yeah,
Pretty darn decent.
in the military, which is short. In order for you to go up, the chief have to sleep with you. So, like, in order to make more money, the chief have to sleep with you.
So she's in the military, and in order for her to get promotion, she has to sleep with the chief?
Yeah. So she told me she get out.
Well, no surprise there. Well, if you want to do more movies, guess what you got to do?
Right.
And yet everybody wants, I want to be a rapper. I want to be in movies. This is as much as I love Denzel. Denzel's not going to fool me. I'm sorry. But surely someone. No. It's a law they have. Somebody has to do something. Someone has to do something. There is no success that you're going to get without you having to bend the knee or lay down. Male or female. You seem to think this world is about giving you something for nothing. This world wants you to pay because they want to be able to keep coming back to you.
In addition to this, see, it's only the Edomites. This Edomite way.
So again?
She says that the people who does that in the military is the Edomite way. Always.
Yeah.
All the ones.
Yeah. Well, bear this in mind as well. People tend to think even, for instance, the Jackson 5. Many of you obviously, we all know them. But they've been messed up too.
Yeah.
I mean messed up big time. And it started at home. See, the reason why we don't touch these things because you know one of the things that among black families that is unspoken. I don't want to stray from where we're going, but I'm trying to show you how things can be kept secret. What is that thing that in black families that kept real secret, tucked under? Yes, sir. Grace and peace, sir.
Incest.
Incest. Yeah. That's a big no-no. And that's why even though it exists, guess what happens? Guess what happens? It's kept quiet, and in keeping quiet, we don't really deal with it and bring it out like it should be brought out to bring shame. Because there needs to be shame there, you know. So these are the things that the enemy does, Khan. Now, so he says he has the power to bring the latter closer.
Come, Luke chapter 4 and verse 6, latter clause. It says, and to whomsoever I will, I give it.
I give it, so you can give it to anyone he chooses. Go back if you please. Quickly, if you please. 13, Revelations.
Come, the book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
What?
The mouth of a lion.
Go on.
And the dragon gave him his power.
Right. So he gave him his power, and what else?
And his seat, and great authority.
And great authority. Now watch this. Now, verse 3, I want you to read it, then I want someone to explain it.
Verse 3. And I saw one of his heads, as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast.
After the beast. All right, so who can tell me who that is? Quickly, please, God. I need to, I'm taking you somewhere. I'm not going to rush you, it's just that I want to get you on the right track. Who is this? Yes, ma'am. Rome. All right, now let's see. And again, I'm asking, come and see if you know a little bit of history behind it. Why, man? Why Rome? You've got to pay attention, sir. Otherwise, I can't have you do this. All right? Okay. Go ahead. As best as you can. As best as you can. All right. Okay. That's the short version of it. All right. Who can add more to what she has just said? Go all the way to the back, please. All the way to the back, please.
Grace and peace, like you said, it started off as Rome, then translated to Constantine's version of Rome, then both them fell. They came back as the Church of Great Britain, the Roman Empire to the Church of Great Britain.
All right. Now, everything you said so far is good except for Great Britain, because Britain now gets involved later, because Britain is trying to fight against the Holy Roman, and not the Holy Roman, but fight against the Catholics at this point, right? The reason why Britain gets brought into it, because Britain sets up its own religious monarchy, and they call it the Church of England. All right, and later on, because of how the whole world works, there's the backroom dark meetings where they come together and they begin to hash as to who does what, when, where, and how. That came later. That's why all of the so-called royal family, they're all incestuous. They're all marrying each other. See? All right. So I saw some hands down here. Yes, ma'am? Malachi chapter 1 and 4. Malachi chapter 1 and 4 is it's against them, and yes, it can be used, but I'm dealing primarily. Remember where we started. Keep us on track. We're dealing with AI. We're dealing with a thing that they worship, a thing that wasn't in the beginning, as a book of Isaiah tells us, but came about later on. And man made it and say that it is a God. And that's why he answers all of their questions like, I'm going to tell you this now in case you come back later and tell me that it did it. So I'm ahead of you with that, you see? That's good. Let me point it out again. Jump back if you please, sir. Read, if you please, verse 7 again.
Joshua 7.
Yeah, back to Isaiah.
Salakia.
Back to Isaiah.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
They are created now.
See?
And not from the beginning.
And not from the beginning. Because, again, if you follow Esau will make you think that these things existed long before. Because Esau wants you to believe that he has been around since the beginning. Please capture this. That's why all the paintings were, the iconoclazation of them was done where they now painted out the original people.
That's right.
And painted in themselves. The Adam and Eve now were white man and white woman. Blonde hair man, blonde hair woman. Naked in the garden, which is absolute poppycock. Nothing exists like that. Now I'm okay with that word because I know what it means where I'm from. If it's offending anyone over here, I am sorry, but you don't get it. Right? And here is the thing that we need to understand. That all of the apostles painted white. All of the patriarchs painted white. They're changing the image. The iconoclization of it is them trying to put themselves in our space. If that still doesn't convince you, why do you think they have tried for nearly 200 years now? 150 years, 165 years to be maybe closer to the exaction of that. Is this? They tried to make themselves the Egyptians.
Still trying.
And still trying. Well, the only reason why that argument got busted because the black man, I can't remember his name, it wasn't Diop, he was the African professor. When he pulled all the claims together, he got all the skin, he got all the cloth, he got all the nails, he got the teeth, he got the skull, and he did a DNA check. And he never they sent it to an independent lab where they didn't know whether it was black or white.
Right.
And the DNA lab sent back an independent survey saying this is Negroid. And then he took the information and brought it back to them and said, now you say that this is you, but look at what your people said. He said, well, how did you get it? I sent it under an unassumed name.
God.
And they said, and they put the letter in of how many times they tested it, cross-tested it, all the rest of it. They found that this thing is Negroid. Why? Because they could not accept the fact that black people made the pyramids, lived as kings, traveled around in such royalty, and hold on, the very word castle doesn't come from England, it comes from Africa.
That's right.
So what am I trying to show you there? Is that here, when we read it again, please, sir. Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 7.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 7. They are created now and not from the beginning.
Read.
Even before the day when thou heardest them not.
Come on.
Lest thou shouldest say, behold, I knew them.
See? They're trying to make it the argument that these things have been around since time immemorial. It hasn't. Everybody clear on that? So then when we understand this now, what are they now trying to do? They're trying to push their power surge forward. And how are they doing that? They're now doing it with new modern technology.
That's right.
Now, before we step into that and step back, we're going to go back and go forward. Yes, sir.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace to you, Doctor.
In Revelation 13, the latter clause, they wanted after the beast.
What verse, sir? I'm sorry, what verse?
Revelation 13, the latter clause in verse 3.
Verse 3, okay, got you.
That's dealing with 193 AD for the Catholic Church.
Correct. Because the Catholic Church, in this period, they started to realize that they have to change everything. That's why, to this very day, if you go to St. Peter's Square and you have the opportunity to go down into the lower catechism or Coons, where there's now a museum, you will see artifacts there that you can only see at certain times. They will not allow you to be able to see this at any periods, because their whole purpose behind it is to keep the information hidden. Is everybody with me so far? Now, they don't want you to, it's like here in America. They still have, they don't have, I have to make it intellectual. I can't just be raw and say it. No, I can't. Because I don't believe it. But here's the thing. When Columbus came to America, he saw things he had never seen before. And that's why, please, my brethren, Israelite brethren, stop thinking that when he came, he saw us just in teepees and all that. No, we had cities. We had cities, and they couldn't come back and say, "Oh, we found some blacks." They got cities. They got lights. They got running water. Their latrine actually is in the house and runs out of the house. They couldn't come back with that. Why? When Europe is in darkness, and they're washing in 2-day-old water. Feces is in the house. Did you know during Elizabethan times, they didn't have carpets, they had wood, and what did they do? They used to get straw and throw it all over the floor because the dogs used to defecate. Did you know in Elizabethan time they wore the bell dress? Why did they wear that? Because even the women, all they would do is stop, defecate, one or two, and then lift up and keep it moving. You think I'm lying? You think all that white powder they have on their face was white powder because they wanted to look beautiful? They had the white powder on their face because first they wanted to look like Elizabeth. Elizabeth had the white powder on her face because she had a bad skin problem. That's why she had it. But what do? They all start to copy and mimic each other. That's why all these things came about. What am I trying to do in a short period? It's to show you that everything you have been told, it's a lie. And unfortunately for them, they wrote it and put the truth in a book, and we can all read it now and see it. Because when they said that, they went into the further parts and they saw cities. And they couldn't believe that cities exist among these people. And that's why it has to be taught in environments like this, where we put the word with it and prove that we are not just what we would call poor people. We weren't poor. We weren't ignorant either, but they taught us how to be their ignorant beasts. They taught us how to be massa and yesam. They taught us those things. They taught us not to look up at them. And so when we read here now, I want us to jump all the way across. Quickly, run with me. Jump all the way. I want you to read verse 8.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 8.
Come on.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
Shall do what?
Shall worship him.
Shall worship him. Go on.
Whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb.
Worship him, and their names are not written. Brothers and sisters, if their name's not written, I don't care how many Sunday go to worship services you go to, you're not going to make it. And here we have it here. So read it again. Read it again.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
Come on.
Whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb,
come on,
slain from the foundation of the world.
Meaning he already knows who's going to be in that book. And there's nothing called Esau that looks like the names that are in the book. Read on, read.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
That's right.
He that leadeth into captivity,
He that does what?
leadeth into captivity.
And we know it's only one group of people who did that. Read.
Shall go into captivity.
Come on.
He that killeth with the sword,
Come on.
must be killed with the sword.
Read.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Of who?
Of the saints.
The saints. Now, how do we prove who the saints are? Just turn your book, if you please, over to 14. Run over to 14. And let's go to verse 12. And let's see who the saints are. Read.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints.
Come on.
Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh.
It's only one group of people who keep the commandments. Read, sir.
And the faith of Yahweh Shai.
Come on.
And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right blessed are the dead which die in the Lord.
Come on.
From henceforth, yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors.
Come on.
And their works do follow them.
And their works do follow them. Go second Ezra for me, please. Second Ezra, chapter 14. Second Ezra, chapter 14. Second Ezra, chapter 14. And we're going to read verse 35.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 14, and verse 35, page 32. For after death shall the judgment come.
Come on.
When we shall live again.
That's us now. That's us now. You didn't think we were going to live again. It just made it real clear for you there that we're going to live again. Read.
And then shall the names of the righteous.
Then what?
The names of the righteous.
The names of the righteous.
Be made, so like he be manifest.
Come on.
And the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Read.
Let no man therefore come unto me now, nor seek after me these 40 days.
These 40 days. So we should stop right there. I want us to quickly, let me see. Still stay in Second Ezra. Go to chapter 15. I want us to run to verse 53. Is it 53? Yes, 56.
3 and 56.
Right. Second Ezra chapter 15, 56. We're going to read from there.
Come. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 56.
Yes, sir.
It reads thus: like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord.
Now watch this. What you're reading there ties in with Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10. Quickly, please. I just want you to make a note because I may not have time because I'm going to be moving a little bit quicker here. It ties into Revelations 13 and 10. That's right, sir. Remember, they killed us with the sword and take us into captivity. And these people really think, oh my God, it's the gum show. You think you can take us as slaves and make us live pauperdom life? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you think you can, look, if you are going to make it into the kingdom, I don't want to go in the kingdom. No, I don't want to go in the kingdom. But you're going to be in the kingdom after what you did? Oh, but you got to understand that the Lord has mercy. Where was my mercy? Huh? When you tied a rope to my legs and split me. Where was my mercy when you took your knife and dug my eyeball out? Where was my mercy when you raped my wife and raped my daughter? Where was my mercy? Wake up, somebody. Let's read this thing.
Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 56. Like as thou hast done unto my chosen,
see,
saith the Lord.
Done unto my chosen. This is what you did to us. Read.
Even so shall God do unto thee.
Come on.
And shall deliver thee into mischief.
Remember now, that's tied to Revelation chapter 13 and 10. Read 57, sir.
Come, thy children shall die of hunger.
Say it again.
Thy children shall die of hunger.
Read.
And thou shalt fail through the sword.
Come on.
And the city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field.
In the field. Because remember, we have suffered. And then, well, Pastor, you keep reminding. I have to remind you of it. You're getting too comfortable in this realm here. But your fancy car, your fancy home, your fancy clothes, and you're getting comfortable with it. What about the kingdom? That's what I'm concerned about. I don't care about all this. Because what I'm going to wear in the kingdom, this is rags. You get excited about, I bought myself a new Lexus. What is that? Oh, I just had my home built. So what? You're getting excited about garbage. I want to be able to live in my kingdom home forever.
That's right.
Not in this life where it gets burned down. And so when we get back to the scripture here, and let's go back into please to Revelations, chapter 14.
All of that.
Let's go back and read all of that.
Bring it out.
Let's go back and
Bring it out.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15, verse 58.
That's right.
They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh.
Come on.
And drink their own blood. For very hunger of bread and thirst of water.
Come on.
Thou as unhappy shall come through the sea and receive plagues again.
Read.
And in the passage they shall rush on the idol city, and shall destroy some portion of thy land, and consume part of thy glory, and shall return to Babylon that was destroyed. And thou shalt be cast down by them as stubble, and they shall be unto thee as fire.
Come on.
And shall consume thee, and thy cities, thy land, and thy mountains, all thy woods, and thy fruitful trees shall they burn up with fire.
With what?
With fire. Thy children they carry away captive, and look, and what thou hast, they shall spoil it.
Come on.
And mar the beauty of thy face.
Come on.
Come. Woe unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe be to thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Come. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
That's it.
Come.
That's right.
They're not getting away with nothing. That's why when they keep saying, "Oh, the Lord loves us all," I have to keep my mouth tightly closed. Tightly closed, because I so want to just open up and bring out the deluge of history, let you know what you have done, and you think we're going to sit together like this in the kingdom. You there, Esau, me here. Esau, are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? They can barely accept us going into a half-decent restaurant. And look, we have to fight for that. People walking up and spitting us in the face just to get what? A cup of coffee. A Coca-Cola, Fanta. Huh? Took all of that just to sit in one of their slumlord places.
Bring it out.
Just don't want to be like them. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be like you. I like my curly hair. Yes, I do. I like my curly hair. I like my chocolate skin. Let's move back into this. Let's get back. This is getting turned up here. So let's go back to 50. Let's go back to 58, Isaiah 58, and I want to read, if you please. No, we're at 8 at this point. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 8. Yea, thou heardest not. Yea, thou knewest not.
Come on.
Yea, from that time, from thine ear was not open. For I knew that thou wouldest deal very treacherously, and was called a transgressor from the womb. For my name's sake will I defer mine anger, and for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off.
Come on.
Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
Come on.
For mine own sake, even for mine own sake.
Even for what?
Even for mine own sake.
Hold where you are. Let's for a quick moment. Hold where you are and run, if you please, with me to Psalms. I'm on Psalms 66 and 10. Psalm 66 and 10.
The book of Psalms, chapter 66 and verse 10. Psalm 66 and verse 10. It reads thus. For thou, O Yahweh, hast proved us. Thou hast tried us as silver is tried.
And it's slavery that has tried us. You see? It's the beatings and all of those things that have tried us. You see? Now remember. If people turn around and say to you, well, we've got no proof that you were. Well, let's look at this. Harriet Tubman, she still had a Israelite name. She still knew who she was. Even when she was doing what she was, she knew who she was. And you know what? I think she kind of enjoyed when she was free and running around and making an end to some of those Esau's.
That's right.
It's because she became confederate with one of the armies, and she became a messenger, which allowed her then to kill the enemy.
That's right.
There's a whole lot of delicacy in that situation, in case you don't see. And here, what we see here, she says this, not she, but the scripture says, read it again if you please.
The book of Psalm, chapter 66, verse 10. For thou, O Yahweh, hast proved us. Thou hast tried us, as silver is tried.
Is tried. Read.
Thou broughtest us into the net.
Come on.
Thou laidest affliction upon our loins.
See, we received all this because this was the will of God to try us. Let's see who's real here. Let's see who's fake here. Let's see who like cucumber and watermelon here. We'll soon see who is who among us here. Read on, sir. Read.
Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads.
Come on.
We went through fire.
We did what?
We went through fire.
Come on.
Through water.
Come on.
But thou broughtest us out into a wealthy place.
Wealthy place. If you haven't done it already, I'd highlight that wealthy place. Because that's the kingdom.
That's right.
That's the kingdom. And let's go, if you please, to 2 Ezra chapter 7 and 7. 2 Ezra chapter 7 and 7.
Yes, sir. The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 7. It reads thus on page 21. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
Read.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand.
Come on.
And on the left a deep water.
A deep water. Read on.
And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go thereat at once.
That really is to let you know that every man must work out his or her own salvation with fear and trembling.
That's right.
I love my spouse to bits. But even I can't help her through this. She has to come through it on her own volition. I love my children to bits, but they have to come through on their own volition here. And so when we read this now, it says, go ahead, doctor.
Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance,
come on.
If he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive his inheritance?
Exactly. So we have to go through it. If you don't go through it, you can't get an inheritance. Just not going to happen for you. Come on. I don't want to go. I want to serve the Lord, but I don't want to go through any of those things. You have to go through it. You've got to go through all the pains and the woes and the stuff that come upon your head, come upon your body, come across your spirit, come across your mind. We have to go through it. But once we go through, we know. No, who's going to come to you and say, oh, you don't deserve it? You get out of here. I know what I passed through to get to where I am.
That's right.
So read, son. Read.
Verse 10, and I said, it is so, Lord.
Come on.
Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
Is what?
Is Israel's portion.
Read.
Because for their sakes I made the world.
See, it was made for us.
That's right.
It was made for us.
That's right.
Read on.
And when Adam transgressed my statutes,
Come on.
then was decreed that now is done.
Now is done. Now, in case anyone misses that, the answer is found in 6 and 55. Right? Chapter 6 and 55. Just quickly go there.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 55.
Read.
All this have I spoken before thee,
Read.
O Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sake.
There it is again. So there's no mistaking this. The world was made for us. Somebody has interloped upon us and said, well, we have a share of this. We want this. And they have never been fair to us since. Imagine, gold is in our land. Minerals are in our land. And yet we have to sell it to them for pittance. And they make a king's ransom from it and we get crumbs. But the table's going to change.
Yes, I know.
Because I like how Yahweh Shai had to tell that lady about the fact that she was a dog. Let her know that you can't eat what's on the children's table. And yes, you will get the crumbs. You will. But we're going to get the major portions this time. All right, let's get back to where we were. Let's read, if you please, back to Isaiah chapter 48.
The book of Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 11.
Come on.
For mine own sake, even for mine own sake, will I do it.
Come on.
For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory to another.
Not give it to another. Go on.
Hearken unto me, O Jacob.
Come on.
And Israel, my call.
My what?
My call.
Read.
I am he. I am the first. I also am the last.
Read on, sir.
Mine hand also have laid the foundation of the earth, and my right hand have spanned the heavens. When I call unto them, they stand up together.
Quickly run with me to Revelation chapter 1 and 18. 1 and 18.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 18. It reads thus. I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore.
Come on.
Amen. And have the keys of hell.
Of who?
Of hell.
Have the keys of slavery.
And of death.
And of death, the grave.
Right.
Now let's put some of this into proportion. Now holding this, because I want to tie it all together, I want to go to Psalms 2 and 1, please. Psalms chapter 2 and 1. Psalms chapter 2 and 1.
Yes, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 1. It reads thus. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh.
Come on.
And in his law.
Psalms chapter 2.
Salakia. On 1 and 2. The book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage?
That's it, right there. Why they upset?
Read. And the people imagine a vain thing.
Read.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together.
Read.
Against Yahweh.
Against the Most High. Go on.
And against his anointed, saying.
And against us.
Because
we are the word that comes out of his mouth. Go on.
Let us break their bands asunder, and cast away their cords from us.
Read.
He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision.
Read.
Come. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure.
Come on.
Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion.
Of what?
Of Zion.
Read.
I will declare the decree. And Yahweh have said unto me, Thou art my son.
Come on.
This day have I begotten thee.
Come on.
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for an inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
For thy possession. Now remember, it tells us clearly here that it said, let me read it again. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. The word begotten simply means first.
That's right.
We are the first.
That's right.
When people talk about the fact that, oh, well, what made us all, made us and you at the same time. No. You weren't there.
That's right.
And guess what? You young. Because we've been on the earth at least 3,500 years longer than you. Hello, somebody. And that means we're your daddy.
That's right.
We're your daddy. And we tell you how it goes.
There you go.
See, that's how it goes. I don't see where there's any need. Yeah, there's much need. And I can expect the emails this week again. But much need. Yes, sir.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace, Doctor.
It just brought in the line of Exodus chapter 6 and 14.
Exodus chapter 6 and 14. You go there.
This nothing. Not that fellow. Chapter 4 and 23. I'm sorry.
What, Exodus?
The first one.
Exodus 4, you say, sir?
4 and 23. Chapter 4 and 23.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, well, this what we're going to read. In fact, begins at 22. It's dealing with who we are. Now, just so that you understand, that there's a linkage of scriptures. I hope you have the precept, remember, because this verse, these two verses here tie into 2 Ezra chapter 6 and 58. It also ties into Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1. All right? And our 18 and 22. So it's very important that you link them all together because of what they're talking about, what they're trying to tell us. Let's read, sir, 22.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith Yahweh,
come on.
Israel is my son.
See, Israel. That's why everybody wants to be Israel.
That's right.
Go on.
Even my firstborn.
Even my firstborn. See? So if we are his begotten, we are his firstborn. Read.
And I say unto thee,
come on,
let my son go.
Let him what?
Let my son go.
Read.
That he may serve me.
That he may do what?
That he may serve me.
Go on.
And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn.
Right. So it'll be cut for cut.
That's right.
Because you won't let my firstborn go. I want to let your firstborn live. You see? Cut for cut there. Can't? All right, let's drop that, get back to where we were in Psalms, and then I'm going to conclude here. So let's quickly, if you please, let's read verse 8.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
They are going to be our inheritance. God. The same way that you made your daughters ride on our children's back like donkeys, we're going to do the same for you too. You're going to be a donkey. We're going to make sure that you are going to go down on all fours and you're going to ride us around. Remember, the same way you made our women have to build these chairs that they tie to their back, and had to take these Edomites in their jungle safari hats and suits to their meetings because you wanted people to see you as they're rocking and carrying you. That, yeah, this is me. This is me. I'm the Lord over these people. Well, we're going to have the same day. And we're going to have it real good. Real good. And you know what we're going to do as well? We're going to have a few of you just lined up, and we're going to give you a good beating. And when we're done with the beating, then we're going to say, that beating I gave you, if you don't administer that on these people who are carrying me, and you lighten up on that, I'm coming back with triple beating.
God.
You hear me? Esau.
God.
You hear me?
God.
And they're going to say, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yes, master. Oh, yes, yes. I look forward to that.
That's right.
And in fact, if this was Christianity, I would be speaking in all kind of tongues.
That's right.
Let me behave myself. Get a bit too worked up here. Let's read verse 9. Let's read verse 9.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron.
Come on.
Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
Read, sir.
Be wise now, therefore, O ye king.
Come on.
Be instructed, ye judges of the earth.
Read.
Serve Yahweh with fear,
Come on.
and rejoice with trembling.
Read.
Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way.
All right. Let me quickly go to St. John. Go to St. John chapter 14 and 15. St. John 14 and 15. Quickly go there. St. John 14 and 15. Run there for me, please.
The book of John, chapter 14, verse 15. It reads thus. If ye love me.
If you what?
If ye love me.
Let's read.
Come, keep my commandments.
Do what?
Keep my commandments.
Keep my commandments. You can't get it any sweeter than that.
God.
And it says,
and I will pray the Father.
Read.
And he shall give you another comforter.
Come on.
That he may abide with you forever.
For what?
Forever.
Forever. And we'll stop there. We'll more praises to the Most High God. All right. Any questions on the lesson so far? Any questions? We'll take some for the for where we're going next. Any questions? All right. Do you have any questions online? Anything there? All right. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Let's get with the phase of where we were. We left off. We were dealing with Adam. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. Does anyone recollect or recollect what was the last book, chapter, verse I gave to you?
God. Yes, sir. That was Daniel.
That was Daniel, wasn't it?
7 and 27.
Daniel 7 and 27. And they should not get mixed up with another one. Anyone else? Genesis 27 and 37.
And then 2 Kings 8.
And then what?
2 Kings 8.
Right. 2 Kings.
Oh, wait.
Oh, he might be talking about.
Are we talking about for last Shabbat or
Last Shabbat. Well, last Shabbat.
Yeah, Genesis 27, 37, the last verse.
Yeah, because I think we got carried away. So this music on. Yes, ma'am. Yes. A question, please. The question. Question.
Before we move on to the lesson you just learned,
Yes, ma'am.
can you explain the difference between UK, England, and Britain?
The difference between the two.
Are they all in one?
Yes. Well, let me explain. Well, that is a, believe it or not, that is a good question. Let me explain this. Britain got taken over by a certain group of people that were not like us. That there were two groups of people living there. There were melanated people. There was us, and there was another group who were called. They weren't called the Brits. People think that white people are called Brits. They weren't.
That's a fact.
The word Brit comes from the word covenant. See, Brit, they're covenant. And the covenant people are the melanated people. All right. Now, when a certain group of people came over to England to conquer England, they realized that a group of people already lived there. In fact, there were 3 groups of people that lived in England. One of them, one of the first group was the Scots. The Scots were black. Now, they never teach that. And yet, Charles I, who was called Black Boy,
That's right.
all the way going up to Scotland, they've got these pubs and inns, and it has his name on it.
That's right.
And he was called Black Boy, you see, and he was one of the sons that obviously took over the throne. There was another group going on at the same time that didn't like the fact that black people think that racism just started today. No, racism has been going all the way back then. Now, in England, they have something called Guy Fawkes Night. Light up the sky with fireworks. And the purpose behind that was to, they wanted to kill King James. So they're waiting for him to come. And I'm saying, I'm going to get to the point, since I'm giving you a little bit of this. King James was meant to be coming down, but King James cancelled. When he cancelled, they didn't know that, because back then everything was done by way of letter. So they had no word, so they didn't know that he had come or he wasn't coming. And then lo and behold, watch what happened. We end up with this scenario, and the scenario was that Guy Fawkes went and tried to light the bomb to blow up the House of Parliament, because that's where the king lived back then. Today it's a political building like your what's your national center you have here, where everybody comes to in New York. What's your yes sir? Oh, sorry?
World Trade Center?
No, not the World Trade Center. In fact, the World Trade Center, anyway.
Central Square?
Sorry?
Central Square?
No, not Central Square. What did you say, sir?
United Nations.
United Nations.
Right.
It's where everybody gathered, meetings, etc. That's what the House of Parliament today has become, like the United Nations. It was the King's Palace. It's a huge building, Gothic-looking building. Now, he tried to blow it up to kill the king. It never happened. Now, during a certain period, they wanted to bring subjugation to the Irish. The Irish were black. It was the first position that was used to let them know how they were going to later on do slavery and take over Africa, because they took over Ireland. The Irish look like this, and that's why even the word Dublin, it's a black word.
That's right.
The word dub means black.
That's right.
You see, there were what's called dub Vikings. There were Vikings that were dub, because most of the Vikings were black men. People think it was only white men that were Vikings. Then they showed that in the film, because remember, everything about the films is to make you believe that there was no such thing as blacks existed. Like Roman movies, guess what? There was no such thing as black people. Yet white people can't produce that many children to have men. They can't do it.
That's right.
So they had to solicit from North, East, and West Africa to get in Africans to become soldiers. That's why their armies were great, because we were in it. With me so far? But back to England. So in England now, they couldn't conquer Scotland. The men were A, they were black. B, they were Hebrews. C, that the anointing of God was on them. And so they had all the kingship, and they had real kingship there. Now in the southern part of England, we had what's called the Welsh. And Welsh originally were black also. That's why all Welsh people, if you ever go there, they sing, and they sing kind of like us. And you have to ask the question, how do you sing like that? Oh, well, it's a long line. Shut up. You are all black.
That's right.
Tom Jones admitted after 60 something years later that he come from black bloodline. That's why you go back to the early shots of him singing and watch him winding himself up. You know there has to be some kind of niggeration in that blood. There had to be some
right?
There is no white man I know that moved like Tom Jones. None. Now, all what you see there, if you go up, all of that section was Scottish. All of what you see to the left there, that's Ireland, and that's what you have. You have Belfast, which is in Northern Ireland, and then in the southern section of Ireland, there you go, that part there, and then you see Welsh. So these, what you're looking at there, you're looking at Ireland, black, Wales, black, Scotland, black. Now in England, it was a mixture. It was Caucasians, but there were Danes, right? There were Danes, and there were also some other groups of people, right? Well, the Anglo-Saxon, again, if you notice, if I don't use the word, I don't use it on purpose, because the word Anglo-Saxon means something else, and that's another part of the history of England. But what you're looking at there is how England became what it is. And by the way, it's smaller than what they show it to be. They always show it like it's big. It's an island. Now, with this particular place here, why it became Great Britain was because it became great without Scotland, without Wales, and without Ireland. The Irish were slaves to the Britain. Anything they needed to be built in Britain, they got the slaves from there and brought them over. Eventually what happened was, under Cromwell, they Irish, and all the ones that were in Britain, and some of the Welsh, and they sent them over to an island in the West Indies called Barbados. That's why when you hear Barbadian sound, they sound kind of Irish. They got a patois. You see that, and if the truth be known, that's where patois really originated from. It's kind of an Irish mixture of English and Islander, language. That's why the West Indian people all have this twang.
That's right.
You see, that's where it all comes from, and it became a language to the degree that the white man didn't understand it. That's why they always spoke patois in front of them, because they didn't know. And to this very day, it's still used in front of white people. White people don't know what they're talking about. But white people love it so much, even they now, you see them online go, oh yeah, I am that word, okay. And then you see them coming up, building these what they call it when they're trying to build these profiles, what they call it?
Like a podcast.
Yeah, when they're trying to build up a following, what do they call that?
Oh.
They become some kind of influence. But the point is that because you become unique, a white man talking like a West Indian, everybody is tuning, so they're making money out of our thing. See, this is what the white man now is doing.
That's right.
But back to your question, ma'am, it became Great Britain because of the fact that they rose to greatness without the help of the others. All right? Now, it became England when all of the flags of England, not Ireland included, because they got their independence, were used, which means that the blue and white flag, which is a cross, was used. So the cross was blue, the background was white. Then we have the Welsh, which is a red cross, background white, and then you have the British, where the cross now is this way. Remember, the others are this way. All right, Welsh, Scotland, and now English, and they superimposed them upon each other, and that's how you came with the so-called English flag, and that's how it became England based. That's just a very quick synopsis of the whole thing. All right, but again, all of it began with black people. That there's nothing white about that place, except the fact that everybody's come there now, lived there, and say that you get white people say, "Well, we've been here thousands of years." No, you haven't. No, you haven't. In fact, the oldest bones they found were black bones.
That's right.
Not white bones.
That's facts.
You see? So this is why now you'll find, especially when you're over there now, you see blacks have a new kind of skip in their walk now because they realize that their parents have roots here. You see? And their parents being Hebrew parents. So that's it in a nutshell, man. Was there anything else? Did I miss out anything?
UK.
The UK. The UK now becomes United Kingdom. That really is not for just England. The United Kingdom means it had influences in France, you see, in Denmark. It had in Belgium, in Portugal. It had influence. And so when it had dominance, it united all of them and called it United Kingdom in Europe. You see, because the kingdom was divided. So now they managed to have, that's why at one point England ruled over France. You see, and ruled over other countries as well. And remember, even Germany, all of the so-called bloodline comes from Germany. So-called royal bloodline. And most of the royal bloodline were black. Even up to the Second World War, but believe this or not, there was still a place called Germain Minor and Germain Major. They've killed all that out now. Because they made sure all the black Germans who own properties no longer. But when you go there, you see them with statues and paintings showing black leadership and ownership of a lot of these hotels and buildings and castles. Blacks. You see? And remember, the eagle was a black eagle with two heads pointed in two different directions. You see? That's another story for another time. All right? But the United Kingdom was them trying to unite the kingdom. And then as Britain grew, what did it do? It started to have dominance in other parts of the world. And remember, it ended up owning Jamaica and Barbados and islands like that. And the only reason why it ended up owning them was because the original owner was the Spanish. You see? That's why in Jamaica they have places called Port Antonio, Port Royal, Spanish Town. All these names exist over there because, and for the most part, they even spoke Spanish. That's why some of my grandparents, they speak a patois between Spanish and English because they spoke under what was called the Spanish rulership at that time, you see. And then after they gave up their rights and sold it to England, England then took it over and made the islands dominant in English. That's why the Bahamas dominant in English, you see. And that's why but again, there's a lot more to it, and it's too big of a subject. But I promise you, one of these days, if the Spirit move on me, I'll bring in a couple of books that I have, historical books, and we'll break it down. You can see, yes, sir.
The island, the island where I was born by England. And then they get their own independence.
Yeah. So that's all. That's how it all comes. But you see, even when it has independence, it's not real. That's just to make you. Jamaica got its independence in 1960. It's not real because they make them feel like they have some autonomy, but the truth is, someone pulling the strings. All right. Yes, let's get into the lesson now. All right. Let's go, if you please. Let's go.
If I can interject for a second.
Yes, sir. What you got?
The reason why I said Daniel 7:27, because the one before that was Genesis 9:27, and the question that you had asked was, who dwell in the tent with Shem? And then we went to Daniel 7:27 from there.
All right. Let's go. What chapter was that, sir?
Daniel 7 and verse 27.
All right, let's go to Daniel chapter 7 and 27, please.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 27.
Okay.
And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven
Yes.
shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High,
Okay.
whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
Obey him. Let's run back. Before we do that, let's read 28.
Verse 28.
Hitherto.
Hitherto is the end of the matter.
Come on.
As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart.
But he did what?
Kept the matter in my heart.
Right. So his cognition was his thoughts. And he kept the thoughts inwardly. Now, if we go run back to Genesis chapter 9, run to Genesis chapter 9 for me, please. Genesis chapter 9, and we're going to hit, if you please, Genesis chapter 9, 25.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 25. It reads thus. And he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants, shall he be unto his brethren."
Unto his brethren. So that nation, which is Canaan, is going to be subjugated, even in the kingdom age. They're going to be servants to his brethren. Who are his brethren? The other brothers who have now become nations. And that would be Japhet, as well as the Shemites, which is us. You see? He's going to be servants to us. And he won't be able to escape it. And then when we read the next verse, it says,
verse 26, and he said, "Blessed be Yahweh of Shem."
Come on.
"And Canaan shall be his servant."
Canaan shall be his servant. So he's going to be serving us. Go on.
"Yahweh shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem."
Go on.
"And Canaan shall be his servant."
Right, so Canaan is also. So you see that he's going to serve all three brothers, and that means that all of their nations, they will serve in one form or other. Now, keep this in mind. Right now, we have a little bit of a confluence, and that is with how we see Africa. Africa is not plain and simply a Hamite country. Because I've heard some of our people who are in the truth who say, well, they're just all Africans, they're all Hamites. That's not true. You have to remember that we ran into Africa 70 AD. And we never really came out of it. We never really came out. Now, does that mean that some of us didn't go to other places? Yes, we were in Saudi Arabia. We were in Cyprus. We were in Italy. We were in what is called Spain today, which biblically is known as Tarshish. We are in Portugal. In fact, all of Portugal at one point it was all black. All black. And then the so-called the Edomites got in there, took it over and ruled it. And we went as far as we were also on some of the other islands that the scriptures speak about, and you read about that in the book of Acts. But this is what they called us when we lived on those islands. They called us, who can tell me, what was the term that they called us? Yes, sir. Well, we were called barbarians. The term barbarians was very synonymous with Israelites. These barbarians, etc., etc. We are those people that the scripture speaks about. But we got to those islands and we hid there. We didn't say we're Israelite. We just took on another assumed name and acted the role. And that's what we did back then. And then when you look further and you look at, let's say, going even into France, the original the original people of France were blacks, were black people, you see. Now remember, France is not like Italy. All of Italy was in what's called principalities. So that's why when you look at Venice, Venice was a whole principality unto itself, like Rome was a principality unto itself. Napoli, a principality unto itself. You see where I'm going here? And what we have been robbed of is our history, because people have not told us the truth. And here's what we have done. So when we deal with the Venetians were black.
That's right.
And they were the traders who went all around what's called the Black Sea, and they traded and they came back and they used boats to do it. You see? And so Venice was used as that water port that everybody came into, traded and then went back, etc., etc. All of those things relate to our history. You are told as well, or you've heard the term the Medicis. The Medicis, you'll see movies with Dustin Hoffman playing the Medici. How does that big-nosed individual play a Medici? Medicis were black. They were one of the richest families in Italy. You see? Now, remember, money has always been at the top of the list of everything. And I want to, let's see, I want to read on a little bit so that we can keep everything in context. Read 27 one more time for me, sir.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 27.
Go on.
Yahweh shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem.
He shall do what?
Dwell in the tents of Shem.
He shall dwell in the tents of Shem. Is that correct? Go on.
And Canaan shall be his servant.
Shall be his servant. Run from here to 15, same book, 15 and 18, so we can read that. And then we're going to go to 2nd Ezra.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 15 and verse 18.
Come on.
In the same day, Yahweh made a covenant
made what?
Made a covenant with Abram.
With Abraham, go on.
Saying, unto thy seed.
Unto whose seed?
Unto thy seed.
Unto thy seed, go on.
Have I given this land.
Have I given this land, go on.
From the river of Egypt.
From the river what?
The river of Egypt.
Go on.
Unto the great river. The river Euphrates.
Euphrates. Now, this is how you tie this verse around. And usually when teachers teach it, they don't explain it. We just read it, then we move on. To understand it, you have to go from here. Remember where we went. Let me take it backtrack a little bit. We were at Genesis chapter 9. We read 25, 26, and 27, right? From 27, we went to Genesis chapter 15 and 18. 15 and 18 now deals with the covenant that the Most High made with Abraham. Now, why is that so important? Because the clues are there, and it explains to a large degree why we're in a lot of the mess that Trump is in right now with what's going on. So if you do me a kindness, sir, read 18 one more time, sir.
The book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 18. In the same day, Yahweh made a covenant with Abram.
With who?
With Abram.
Abraham, right? So it's with Abraham, right? Abraham is our forefather. And then when we read on it, says, go on.
Unto thy seed.
Unto who?
Thy seed.
So seed is important. Without seed, there's no establishment. So he makes it very clear. He doesn't even turn around and say a name, because you can always twist names around. But he says seed,
right? Because
you can't mess with seed, because seed deals with blood, right? When we use the term spermatozoa, that simply means blood. It really does. Even though we know what it does, when it does, etc., but the root of it, it's blood. And then when it said, "Thy seed have I
given this land."
Given this land. So what's this? The land that's for us, it's already there, and it has every one of you, your names in here is on it. Right? And what is it tied to? It's tied to blood.
That's right.
And so when we read this now, it says, go ahead.
From the river of Egypt.
Go on.
Unto the great river. the river Euphrates.
Now, you've got to go back to Genesis chapter 2 and 14 to also make sense of it and to tie it in, because you have to tie these in. So when we go back now and we read
the book of Genesis, chapter 2,
verse 14.
In verse 14, it reads thus. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel.
Go on.
That is it which goeth toward the east of Assyria.
Come on.
And the fourth river is Euphrates.
Euphrates, you see? So so when we read this, whether you catch it or not, this is our blueprint of proof that the Father gave the land to us. No, they could say whatever they like. They could jump around and shoot and kill. Whatever. Doesn't make no difference. The scriptures here makes it plain who the land is for. It's for us. Everybody got that so far? And we see on the map that one part of it goes all the way up to Turkey. Running all the way down to Kuwait. That's right. Which was the original of the Chaldees. Running all the way down, cutting through, what's that? The desert, the Arabian. That's right. You know, the Arabian business. Covered all the way down, and then jumping across the Red Sea, and now we're in Egypt. That's right. Then running all the way from here, all the way up to the fork of where the Nile is, but we're going up the Delta, right? Because we're going to Nile. That's right. All the Niles, the Blue Nile and the Red Nile. We know what the Red Nile really is really what the Red Sea. You see, blue line going all the way up to the forks. That's our land, brothers and sisters. It's huge. Well, bruh, how are we gonna fill? Well, I know how we're gonna fill it. God, you know. That's right. And we'll have a happy time filling it too. That's right. You get all quiet and act all turned up nose about it. All the real men in here would say, yeah, that's right. That's right. We're going to look forward to making sure that land gets filled up. Pastor, you mean so carnal? No, I don't know how I can't make that spiritual when it's natural. But I know this, that when it comes to this land, the land is our land. Bring it out. And so then, when we see that now, I want us to quickly go back, if you please. I want to go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and 56. We just read it, so let's go back there. 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra, chapter 6. We're going to read 56 and 55 and 56. I'm going to read it again.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 55, page 21.
Very good.
Upon the 6th day, verse 55, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
See, go on.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam.
So it makes it clear, even though they come of Adam, they are not the inheritors. Right? Read.
Come, as for the other people, which also come of Adam.
Read.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing.
Why do we still try to make them something? When the Most High said they are nothing. Look, I get criticized all the time. I'm used to it, and I really don't care. I mean, and I do. I'm not being arrogant. I really don't, because if you're going to teach, listen, any of you brothers going to teach in here, if you're going to put your feelings in the way, you shouldn't teach. Come on. Because people are going to say some things, and it's going to horrify you, and then you'll be there going, what are you going to do? Can't teach like that. You have to be solid in your conviction, and your conviction begins with you knowing who you are. And that's why when we read this here, read it again, sir. Read.
As for the other people,
come on,
which also come of Adam,
read.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are nothing, and you can't say, but there's something, Lord, because you're going to be in trouble. Because if you're going to intercede for anyone, it's not for the other people. You only intercede for Israel. Read.
but be like unto spittle.
And the Most High said there's spit.
That's right.
And since we've been in this room, we go spit something that's blown up your lips somewhere. None of you remember none of it. You don't even know where it landed or where it's located. So if that's how they are, how can they, how do we see them as something? Most High doesn't see them as anything. But then when we read, it says, read.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
A drop that falls from a vessel. Look at that. Meaning, well, you see, well, you're reading from the Apocrypha in my Bible. Let's go to the book of Isaiah.
Please. That's right.
Isaiah 41 and 12, please. Isaiah chapter 41 and 12.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 41 and verse 12. It reads thus. So like, you are 41 and 12?
Yes, sir.
Come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 41 and verse 12. Thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them.
So what?
Shall not find them.
Shall not find God.
Even them that contended with thee.
Come on.
They that war against thee shall be as nothing.
I thought you said the Apocrypha is it's in my Bible.
They that war against thee shall be as nothing.
Read.
And as a thing of naught.
Thing of naught. Zero.
That's right.
Nothing. Huh? And because I feel happy, I'm going to read on.
Verse 13. For I, Yahweh, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee,
come on,
fear not.
Read.
I will help thee.
Read.
Fear not, thou worm, Jacob,
come on,
and ye men of Israel.
Read.
I will help thee, saith Yahweh. I will help thee, saith Yahweh.
Read.
And thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
Won't mess her up.
Won't mess her up.
So we see that it ties in nicely there. So there's no mistake in that. Now, let's pull forward a little bit. Go. I dealt with the fact that we were Eastern people, but let's touch that briefly. Let's go back to Zechariah chapter 8 and 7. We touched that, but let's quickly just revisit that for a brief moment. So Zechariah,
yes, sir.
8 and 7, sir.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 8 and verse 7. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. And I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God, in truth and in righteousness.
And in righteousness. Makes sense, everyone? And we did hit this the last summer. We're just gonna go over this real quick, so we'll move forward. Let's go to Psalms 119, please.
Come.
Psalms 119, 104.
Yes, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 104. It reads thus: through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way.
Hate every false way, every lie. Because that's what we're fed. We're fed lies. Genesis chapter 15 and 18.
The book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 18. In the same day, Yahweh made a covenant.
He did what?
Made a covenant.
Made a covenant. Now, this is a trigger for us. And we want to go to Jeremiah. Right? I don't want us to read any more. Just made a covenant for us. Jeremiah 34, 18. Jeremiah 34, 18.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 34 and verse 18. And I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant, which have not performed the words of the covenant, which they had made before me.
Read.
When they cut the calf in twain and passed between the parts thereof.
Now remember, that was a tradition that was first done by who? Yes, sir.
Abraham.
Very good. Abraham. Abraham, that distinction began with him. It was a covenant. And when he passed between it, he did it in a figure 8. And why? Because 8 means new beginning. All right? Everything numerical has meaning for us. Believe it or not, every letter in our alphabet has meaning. On one of these days, we'll kind of cover that. And so, let's go back and read it again, please.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 34, verse 18. And I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant, which have not performed the words of the covenant, which they had made before me.
Go on.
When they cut the calf in twain,
Yes.
and passed between the parts thereof.
Come on.
The princes of Judah and the princes of Jerusalem,
Read.
the eunuchs and the priests, and all the people of the land, which passed between the parts of the calf.
Of the calf, right? We're going to hold it there. I want us to run at this moment. I want us to go to Genesis chapter, go back to 15 for a quick minute. Get my bearings. Back to Genesis chapter 15.
Yes, sir.
Right.
10.
Yes, I want you to. No, I want to. Genesis chapter 15. I want to go back there. I want to read verse 12, 13, and 14 to time with where we just was.
Yes, sir. The book of Genesis, chapter 15 and verse 12. And when the sun was going down,
There we go.
a deep sleep fell on Abram,
See that?
and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him.
Read.
And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
Now imagine that. He hasn't even got children yet. But now he's told, but when you do, this is their future. This is their destiny. And can you imagine the horrification that brought on him as a father, knowing that my seed will end up in a strange land and they're going to be taken advantage of? But watch this, read.
Come in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Now bear this in mind, that 400 years was not Egypt, because they were not in Egypt for 400 years. Right? Now, if you look at the whole, in terms of when they came in as 70 souls to the time that they left, I get why you would think that, but they weren't slaves initially. This is speaking about being in slavery for 400 years.
That's right.
You see? And if you want to think about that, I think you're looking around at some of the places of our captivity in the land where we walked our feet, and they tell us that we're free, and they call it the land of the free. I don't know where that came from, but that's what they say. But read on, read, sir.
Verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge.
Come on.
And afterward shall they come out with a great substance.
With a great substance. So, and remember, look how many thousands of years that has been. Look how many thousands of years that have been. And we look at where we are right now. And just now we're beginning to see the light of it beginning to take shape in front of our eyes. Read.
Come, and thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace.
In peace, go on.
Thou shalt be buried in a good old age.
Read.
But in the fourth generation,
Come on.
they shall come hither again.
Come on.
For the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full.
It's not yet what?
Is not yet full.
Is not yet full. Now, to get some understanding, I want us to jump up to verse 19, please. I want you to read there. Jump to verse 19.
Genesis chapter 15, verse 19.
Yes.
The Kenites and the Kenizzites and the Kadmonites and the Hittites.
All right. I just want to deal with the Kenizzites at this point. Those are Europeans. Those are Europeans. The All of them. In fact, from 19 all the way down, these are all Euro. All right? But I don't like to use the word Europeans really because that never existed. So it's the Euros. And the correct term is Eurasia. That's the correct term, Eurasia. That's right. All right? And to let you know that half of the nations that were scattered all over Europe were melanated people. See, that's why when you hear today, when you hear the word European, it sounds so white. And the joke is, Europe has never been white. The only reason why it looks that way is because half the nations have gone in on each other and mixed their bloodline. And that's why even some of these people you see here, the Kenites and so on, and the Kenemites, all of these, they were melanated people. But because the Turks got with them, and the Turks are responsible for a whole lot of mixing up of the bloodline, you see, and we end up with people becoming lighter and lighter, etc., etc. And that's why when you look at half the nations, and here's the joke: if you still went in certain parts of Russia, you would still find some people who are dark skinned. I can't make that up. They're dark skinned, but you don't see them because they stick to their village life and keep themselves to themselves. Because Russia is huge. Any questions so far? Any questions? Yes, sir, go ahead.
Their relation to Genesis 36 and 15 do Kanaz.
Let's go.
The book of Genesis chapter 36 verse 15. It reads, "These were dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau, Duke Teman,
Gone.
Duke Omar,
Gone.
Duke Zepho, and Duke Kanaz."
Yeah. So you'll see that they were these, and there's something I'm missing here. Read that again, so let me read it one more time.
Genesis chapter 36 and verse 15.
I'll tell you what, begin at 1.
Genesis chapter 36 from the top. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom.
Who is it? And now, why does it say Esau, who is, these are generations of Esau, who is Edom? Why does it say that? I remember years ago when I was a much young man, I asked a question, and the preacher said to me, gave me a whole lot of garbage. I'll leave it alone. But he gave me a whole lot of garbage. But then when I came to understand, I understand exactly what this means today. What does it mean here, please? Can someone please tell me? Anyone? Not you just say, okay. Anyone? Oh, yes, sir.
Originally, he sold his birthright for red poppies. That was the original sin. He sold his birthright and he hated his heritage anyway.
Say that again, Doctor. The last one.
Esau hated his heritage anyway, and he sold his birthright for red poppies.
Yes, and so what does it say in Genesis 25 or 20, whatever? It says, who is, it uses the same word here. So who is what? What is it saying? Who is what?
Who is Esau?
Yes, so what does it say? So, you can casually flake that off, but I want to know what it means, Doctor.
You mean Genesis 25:30, sir?
Yeah. The book of the book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint." Therefore was his name called Edom.
Which means what then?
Red,
exactly. He's red, right? And so with that now, when we go back,
Genesis chapter 36, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau.
Come on.
Who is Edom?
Who is Edom? Who is red? So it's telling you in plain English, this is Esau, who is red. So it's telling you what it is. The reason why we miss it because in the other churches, they don't say it in there. They don't want to reveal anything about themselves. So when we see it now watch what he does cleverly in verse 2. Look at what he's trying to do.
Esau took his wives of the daughter of Canaan.
See? Go on.
Adah, the daughter of Elam.
Come on.
The Hittite.
The Hittite. Remember, Hittites are the original Turks. Remember, the original Hittites were even darker than me.
God.
See that now? Now, if the penny hasn't dropped, you begin to see, because when you think of Turkey now, and you think of the Turkish people, they're all light-skinned, white-skinned looking type people. They're basically white. They are. They are. That's what they are. What you got, sir? Doctor.
Yeah, what you got?
Oh no, I mean, I'm putting 1 and 2 and 3 and okay, I got you.
Right. And so what's this now? So remember, the Hittites black. Now, watch what happened. Esau took his wives, not 1, not 2, not 3, wives of the daughters of Canaan. Adah, go on.
The daughter of Elon,
go on.
The Hittite,
go on.
Alibaba,
yes.
The daughter of Anah,
go on.
The daughter of Zibeon,
go on.
The Hivite.
The Zibeon, he is of the Habites. You see, again, another one of those ites nations. That's what we used to call them. The ites. So here we have the Hittites. We have the Habites and so on. Are you getting this so far? Now, just to help you out just a little bit, because I'm trying to make sure that my case is well solid here, jump down to verse 6.
Oh, snap. Verse 6, and Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all the persons of his house,
go on,
and his cattle and all his beasts,
go on,
and all his substance,
come on,
which he had got in the land of Canaan.
So he mixed himself with the darkest races that he could. But because he's a male seed, what did he do? He couldn't get back to being I'm talking about dark melanated man. What he did, he lightened the nations, and that's how Turks now are who they are.
That's right.
Because when we look at them, they are basically Esau. The same Turks, by the way, ended up, I see you, my brother, they end up conquering Egypt much later on now, and did the same thing. That's why when you go to Egypt now, you will find all of the so-called Egyptians. Like, I remember when I was there, and they said, I'm in Egypt. I said, no, you're not. They said, no. I said, I'm in Egypt. I was born here. I said, I could be born in China. It doesn't make me a Chinaman.
That's right.
And he went, you would know something? and he began to understand what I was referring to. And he said, you look like, this is me now, he said, my wife is standing right there. Remember, my wife's very light skinned. He pointed at me, he said, you look like the begins with I think W-A, I think it's Wadayan or Wadinian. It's a group of people. They're the original nation. When you say I know it, when you doctor, look it up for me, please. Look up who are the dark-skinned people of Egypt now living in isolation. If you could find that for me real quick, begin with W. That group of people right there, he's saying, I look like them. Mm-hmm. He said, you favor them. Now, the reason why he was not wrong in saying that, remember how we opened this whole thing up? we opened it up by saying that even though Africa is Africa and it's a Hamite country, we can't call it that because a lot of our people wandered into that land, right, and lived there in isolation and until we were driven to mix it to some degree. Now, have we got it up? Yes, sir. What you got?
Is it the Nubian?
Sorry?
Is it the Nubian?
No, Nubian is really just more confirming who I am. I mean, you're looked at as Nubian. I'm looked at as Nubian because we're dark. You see that? But that's not what I'm saying. Yes, sir. What you got?
Wadi Hafla.
Say it again.
Wadi Hafla.
That sounds like it. That sounds like it.
WADIHALLA.
That sounds like it. These are the nations that are there who are dancing, but they don't rock the boat. They keep themselves to themselves. My brother, please remember you had your hand up. I haven't forgotten you. So don't forget your question, all right? And so, but these are the people who are there, and what they've done, they've sunk themselves out of the popular view of society. And they exist, but they can't, they've got no political say or nothing. Are you with me so far? Now, why I want that point? Because of this. Because then it says, verse 6, if you read that for me, sir.
Come, Genesis chapter 36 and verse 6. And Esau took his wives, and his sons, and his daughters, and all the persons of his house,
Come on.
and his cattle, and all his beasts, and all his substance, which he had got in the land of Canaan,
Come on.
and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob.
There it is. See that? Now, then you've got to read verse 8 and 9 together, and then I'll show you what I want to. Go on.
Verse 8, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
In where?
In Mount Seir.
Go on.
Esau is Edom.
Esau is red.
God.
Then when you read verse 9.
And these are the generations of Esau.
Come on.
The father of the Edomites.
The father of the red people. So it's telling you who he is. And you're not going to fool me and tell me that they don't know who they are. You're not going to fool me with that. You choose not to, because some of them now on the internet, they're saying, yeah, I'm an Edomite. Some of them are saying it, but some of them don't want to live with that. Yes, sir. What you got?
Grace and peace. There's a video of a scholar saying it's amazing how all the historians can tell you in Scripture who the people are in Scripture except Edom.
Absolutely. They tell you who everybody else is, but they can't make out the other one. But it's right in front of them. Absolutely. See that? Now, jump now, sir.
Yes, sir.
Jump now down to verse 11.
Genesis chapter 36, verse 11. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Canaan.
See? Now we're starting. Now from here, read on, sir.
Verse 12. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz,
Come on.
Esau's son.
Come on.
And she bare to him, and she bare Eliphaz, Amalek.
Amalek.
These
Now, what I want you to go, need you to read it again, sir.
come and
You'll see why in a minute. Read again.
And Timnah was concubine.
Was what?
Was concubine.
Was what?
Concubine.
Concubine, right? Everybody got that one. That's soaked in your mind. Read on, sir.
To Eliphaz.
To who?
To Eliphaz.
Eliphaz.
Esau's son.
Esau's son.
Come.
Right? Go on.
And she bare to Eliphaz.
Come on.
Amalek.
Amalek. No. Bare to
Eliphaz. Amalek.
Amalek. Now we see how Amalek came into the scene. By way of what? Concubine. Concubine. No wonder he wants to fight to make his way in life.
That's right.
Even to this day. Read.
These were the sons of Adah.
Come on.
Esau's wife.
Esau's wife.
Come.
Now jump down to verse 15.
15. These were dukes
These were what?
These were dukes.
These were dukes. In other words, they are chiefs. They're like royalty, right? They're in charge of stuff. Go on.
These were dukes of the sons of Esau.
Come on.
The sons of Eliphaz. The firstborn son of Esau.
See, go on.
Duke Teman.
Come on.
Duke Omar.
Read.
Duke Zepho.
Read.
And Duke Canaan.
Now, when you hit verse 16, that clears up all of what we read originally. What Captain was reading originally. These are all the bloodline tied to it.
That's right.
You see? And now we're going to go ahead and read it now.
Duke Korah. Duke Gatam.
Read.
And Duke Elamech.
Come on.
These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom.
Land of where?
Edom.
There it is.
These were the sons of Adah.
Of Adah. All right, I just want you to read the first clause of verse 17 and stop.
Verse 17, first clause. And these are the sons of Ruel, Esau's son.
Esau's son. See? So this is why they turned certain nations, because he was prosperous and producing much sons. You see? Usually there's a string of daughters there, but he produced much sons, and what do sons do? Go and lay their seed all over the place. And that's how these nations now change in terms of who they are, who we knew them to be, to what they are today. All right. Now, and one last, I want you to go to Numbers 24 and 20. Just need you to go there real quick. I said 24 and 20, right?
The book of Numbers, chapter 24 and verse 20.
Go on.
And when he looked on Amalek,
go on.
He took up his parable.
He took up what?
He took up his parable.
Read.
And said, Amalek was the first of the nations.
Read.
But his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
That's it. And that's all of them that's over there right now, being bombed to smithereens.
That's right.
You notice that all running. Airports, and they're running like crazy. I thought he said God gave it. If God gave it to you, then God should keep you while you're there. But you're not there now. You're leaving. Where's your faith? You said that the Lord gave you the land, but you're running away from it even now. All right. Now run with me, if you please, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 33. Yes, Swaki. Was Islam?
No, his mom.
Oh, Amalek. Yes. Yes. His mom was melanated. And how do we know this, by the way? Who could tell me why? We just read it. That's right. Huh? Say again?
His father took his wives to him.
Yes. So?
And she was, his mom was a concubine.
Yes. And remember, concubines, you've got to remember who the predominant nations were. The predominant nations are always going to be melanated people, because that side of the world. So your concubine, your men are going to be melanated. This is why, and the reason why we're challenged by it, because we're fooled into believing that a whole lot of white people are around there. The movies do that. When you see the movies, it's only Caucasoids, you see. You see? But a whole lot of 8 people didn't live in those areas. They were from the mountains still. See? They're from the mountains. And how do we know it? They're hairy. Their men were hairy. Their women were hairy too. The women had beards too. You You see? Now, people say, you know, you're just being spiteful.
That's right.
Well, but how can I be that when I go back to my childhood, it was always Caucasoid women shaving their legs.
Bring it out.
And if they didn't shave under their arms, they would be hanging down like a string of hair underneath their arm.
Bring it out.
They were always shaving everything. Everything was shaving.
I remember them days.
They're hairy people. Who did you say we are? Oh, they are. I thought we got the wrong brother in here. I heard the word we. All right. So this is where they are. Now, just before I come to yourself, Yafin, I need to come to my brother here because he's been very patient and you've been waiting. Yes, sir. Thank you for your patience.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace.
How does a resistant gene have so much power in washing away a dominant gene?
Not necessarily washing it away, because remember, even in our bloodline, we can have, as dark as I am, let's say I have a dark wife and I'm a dark man, and we can have children. Somewhere in that bloodline, guess what's going to pop up? A child that will be as light as you. Right. Why? Because you have to remember that in our bloodline, all of the spectrum exists. It doesn't exist in Caucasoid bloodline. It's impossible. In other words, for you to hear this, two white people have making a baby, and then the baby grows up. The baby, then she's pregnant, then the baby is born, and the baby comes out jet black. Impossible. Impossible. Even people say, well, you don't know. Impossible.
That's right.
Now, watch this. Two black people, dark as the night, and there we are having children. And then out of us, lo and behold, guess what? Pops up a child that is very, 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 very light-skinned. That exists in our bloodline. Not in, we're the only nation under the sun that can reproduce like that. No one else can. Now they're not going to come around and tell you that because that gives us too much power.
Right.
But we are the only ones that operate like that. You see, we can do that. You see, because the spectrum of our, in terms of colors, comes between us. How do we know this? If you go back to Genesis chapter 1 and tell me what that says, what does that say? In fact, let's just quickly go there. Just quick. So we've still got a little bit to read left, but Genesis chapter 1, and I want you to be able to see it for yourself. All right. So, where are we? Yes. Go ahead, sir. Is it chapter or is it 2? 2, yeah, go to 2. Yeah, 2 and 7, yes, please.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 7. And Yahweh formed man of the dust of the ground.
The dust of the ground. Now, remember, if the first man is going to look like anything, he's going to look like us. That's right. Because the deeper you dig in the soil, the darker the dirt gets. Because they'll start up maybe at the surface a bit browny and so on, but the deeper you dig, it gets darker and thicker and muddy, and then usually it's muddy because there's water, brings up the water table down there. But it is always dark dirt. There is no such thing as white dirt. It doesn't exist. You see? So back to your question, how does it have that much power? It doesn't. We're the only ones that can reproduce like that. There was another point I was going to make. I can't remember now. But it says, but back in the scripture it says, and the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground. And so we know that the ground has dirt. And remember, depending on what parts of the world you're in, the only color variation you see dust get or dirt get into, it becomes red.
God.
That's right, yeah.
So it's red, you see. So, but that's a different type, you see. That they use that for bauxites and all of this type of thing. So it's a different type. And by the way, it's not a red. It's not a red. It's a that's a it's a strange color. It's like a brown, but a strange red brown. And that's why you see even if we have it sometimes, and it shows up in our bloodline when we're younger, but when we get older we lose it. But let me show you what you say. You jumped over to Africa right now, or into any of the Caribbean places, and you look at a young boy or girl playing, and look at their skin. Even though it's brown, it looks red. Looks red. That's why in the book of Revelation it says that the color that the Father is what color does it say? It is what? That's Revelation chapter 1 and 14. I went the other one. We are like what? Yeah, the stones. What stones does it say? What color is the stones are? Yes, that's one of them. What's the other one? Yeah. So those are the color stones. There. Come on. Make sense, everyone? All right. Yes, sir. What you got?
I got a visual that would kind of match that red that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Mediterranean olive.
Yeah.
Type it in, it'll give you a visual of it.
All right.
It's a mixture of the red hue,
yes,
with a brown, and then it fades into black.
Yeah. Yeah. Because again, this is what the earth is made up of, and we are made up of the earth. Remember, and I know this. I know it's it's look. People find it that is offended, but here's the thing. The reason why I got no problem saying it. Because back in the day, you had no problem calling me what you wanted to call me. Today, I can speak freely, and I'm not going to jail, and they're not going to hang me. You know, they go home. They're not taking me to jail. That's not going to happen. But what I'm saying is this. They had carte blanche to say whatever they wanted about me. Today, I'm teaching. I can say whatever I need to say. And I feel no burden to say it. You see, and that's what bothers some of us. We let them make us be intimidated. And why do I say it? Because Amalek has done a good job in making you feel embarrassed to say things like the Jews, and then you're whispering, "Who the HE are they?" That I can't say something. They've done such a good job to make you feel like you've just sinned. Let me leave it there because that's not the lesson. All right, let's go back on track. So, sir, go back, finish reading what you were just reading, please.
Well, Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7.
No, we left that. It's Numbers 25.
The book of Numbers, chapter 24 and verse 20.
24, yes, sir, and verse 20. Yes, sir, you have to right. Go ahead.
Come. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
That he perish forever. Right, and that's what's going to happen to him. He's going to perish forever. Come on. All right, in the little time that I have left, just quickly run with me to Hebrews. Just dig a bit deeper. Hebrews chapter 12 and 22.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 22. But ye are come unto Mount Zion, and unto the city of the living God.
Of who?
Of the living God.
Of the living God. Read.
The heavenly Jerusalem.
It's a heavenly Jerusalem. Now remember, the word Jerusalem means two things. It means what? The word Jerusalem means two things. It means what? What are the two things?
Trust.
Yes.
That's
house of bread.
House of bread. That's not what Jerusalem means. I think you're confused with Bethlehem. Right? But Jerusalem, yes, sir?
Jerusalem means it was a group of people that was named
A tribe.
tribe. And then Salem means peace.
Yes. So that it's now ours. So what does it mean? When the word Jerusalem is used, what does it mean? That was a question I asked.
Okay.
So what does it mean, brothers, sisters? Yes, sir. Recipe, sir.
Does it mean Judah?
No, it means Israel. Right? That's what it means. Jerusalem means Israel because it's our place. Right? But it also means a city. Right? It's a city. It also means us. Now, why am I saying that? Because when you read the book of Revelation, it said, and I saw the city coming down from heaven. And it wasn't, at this point, it's not a literal city. It is who? It's us. It's Israel. You see? Adorned as a bride.
That's right.
So when we read this now, it says, the heavenly Jerusalem and
to an innumerable company of angels.
See that? Read.
To the general assembly and church of the firstborn.
Church of the firstborn, because we are the only ones that are begotten of the Father.
That's right.
So we are the firstborn. All right? Go on.
Which are written in heaven.
Written where?
In heaven.
In heaven. Now, let's hold where you are, sir. Exodus chapter 4 and 22. We're coming back here. Yes, sir. We're coming back here. Exodus, what did I say? Chapter 4
and 22. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
In my firstborn. All right, so that's clear, right? No mistake in that. And so then it said, which?
Con. Verse 23. Oh, you want to go back to Hebrew?
Back to Hebrew.
Con. Hebrews 12:23. Which were written in heaven, and to the Most High, the Judge of all, and to the spirits of just men.
Spirits of what?
Just men.
Just men.
Made perfect.
Made perfect. Con. Made complete, in other words.
Con.
Make sense of going so far? All right. Now, Isaiah 61 and 10. Isaiah 61 and 10.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 10. I will greatly rejoice in Yahweh. My soul shall be joyful in my God, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation.
So, notice what he's done. We are that bride of Christ, and so he has said he has clothed us with what?
The garments of salvation.
Garments of salvation, go on.
He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness.
The robe of righteousness, go on.
As a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels.
Now, this is what he's doing now. When we're in the truth, this is how he's starting to deck us out. You see, because it won't be seen now, because everything he's doing is internal and spiritual.
That's right.
Everybody got that?
That's right.
And so when we go to Revelation chapter 19, I want you to have Revelation 16 and 15 up as well. But Revelation chapter 19 and 7.
Yes, sir. The book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 7. It reads thus: Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come.
See, go on.
And his wife hath made herself ready.
See, so it's our job to make ourselves ready. It's not your friend, it's not your wife, it's not your husband. It's our job. We've got to personally make ourselves ready. That means we have to make sure that what we need to have prepared for us to meet our groom is to make sure that we come up to the standard of him.
That's right.
Everybody got that? Right now, let's go back to, I gave you another one, didn't I?
Revelation. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 16, verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth.
That does what?
That watcheth.
That watches. And that's why, see, when everybody thinks they know when it's coming, you don't know when it's coming. It's going to be sudden. And watch what it says.
And keepeth his garment.
See, you've got to keep your garments. What is your garment? Make sure that this word that you have, it is sown into your spirit, sown into your soul. Come on. Read.
Lest he walk naked.
Lest you walk naked, unclothed. You're not covered by the word. You're not covered by the law. The law of the Lord is perfect. Making wise the simple. Right? Go on.
And they see his shame.
And they see his shame. Everybody got that so far?
Yes, sir.
Now watch what John chapter 3 says. John chapter 3.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And we're going to read verse 29.
The book of John, chapter 3 and verse 29.
Okay.
He that hath the bride is the bridegroom.
See? Read that one more time.
John chapter 3 and verse 29.
Come on.
He that hath the bride is the bridegroom.
Read.
But the friend of the bridegroom.
But the what?
But the friend of the bridegroom.
Come on.
Which standeth and heareth him rejoiceth greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This my joy therefore is fulfilled.
Come on, everybody got that?
Come on.
Now, does that make sense to one so far?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to run with me back to Revelations chapter 21. And we want to read verse 3.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men.
Is what?
Is with men.
Is with men. Now, what does that mean? Can someone explain that? Let's get back to it. Explain it. Can anyone tell me? What does it mean? Read it again, sir.
Revelation chapter 21 and verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them.
Yes.
And they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their God.
Be their God. Yes, sir. Grace and peace to you.
The tabernacle is the body. Okay, and Yahweh is going to be with us in the new kingdom. Or Yahweh shall going to be with us. Because no Yahweh, because Yahweh.
All right, let's go. Yes, sir.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace to Doctor.
Acts 7:38.
Let's go.
The book of Acts, chapter 7, and verse 38. It reads thus. This is he that was in the church.
Was where?
Was in the church.
Come on.
In the wilderness.
In the wilderness.
With the angel.
With who?
With the angel.
Yes.
Which spake to him in the Mount Sinai.
Now, why is this verse so important? All right, number 5. So lucky. Yes, sir. Explain. I took it, but I didn't. I was going to go into it. No.
Yes, sir. Because the church is not a building. First of all, it's a people.
God.
So the Most High's people is the church.
Calm. So the first thing that we have to understand is, where did we first see the establishment of the church? Where do we see? Where do we see? Yes, sir.
God gracious be God in the wilderness.
In the wilderness. Now, when we saw it in the wilderness, let's go back and read Acts chapter 7, 38 again.
Yes, sir. Acts chapter 7, verse 38.
This
is he that was in the church in the wilderness.
In the wilderness, go on.
Come.
So it tells you clearly, this is he that was in the church in the wilderness. Is that right?
Come.
And we're all clear about that, right? I mean, please don't let me convince you. I know where it's going, but you've got to be the one. Yes, sir. Grace and peace, Doctor.
So Revelation 21 and 3 is basically saying Exodus 29, 45, 46.
Exodus what, sir?
29, 45, and 46.
Well, yes. 49. In fact, hold it.
No, is it 29? 29.
You said 29, right? 29. Let's go.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 29, and verse 45. And I will dwell among the children of Israel.
Come on.
And I will be their God.
Now, does it mention anyone else? Huh? Right. So no one else is mentioned. All right. So what's the other scripture, sir?
Verse 46.
Go on.
And they shall know that I am the Lord their God.
Come on.
That brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, that I may dwell among them. I am Yahweh their God.
And there is no scripture that shows the Most High God dwelling among any nation. I know you think he's with you. I know. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But I understand. I have to think about that for a moment. I'm not sorry, but I understand how you feel. I do. I understand how you feel. You know why I understand how you feel? Because I couldn't come into your soda restaurants. I was shut out of your school and colleges. I was shut out. I know what it feels like. I understand, but I'm good. I'm good. Yes, sir.
Grace and
peace to Doctor.
Joel 2:27.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
classic.
Let's go.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 27. It reads thus.
Wait for me. My page is all stuck, so I'm going to go through it. All right, go ahead, Doctor.
The book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
See, go ahead.
And that I am Yahweh, your God.
That's right.
And none else.
And none else. So I don't know why you're trying so hard to take a round peg and push it through a square hole. I don't know why you're trying it, because it won't work. It really won't work. But read it one more time. It just sounds so good.
And ye shall know.
And ye shall know
that I am.
That I am
in the midst.
In the midst
of Israel.
Of Israel.
And that I am Yahweh.
And that I am Yahweh.
Your God.
Your God.
And none else.
And none else.
And my people.
And my people
shall never be ashamed.
Shall never be ashamed.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Bring it out.
Crazy. You can't beat that. You just can't. You can't. All right. Right. Let's go.
Back to Acts.
I want to go. Yes, go back to Acts. Yes, sir. Please go back to Acts.
The book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel, which spake to him in the Mount Sinai.
Read.
And with our fathers, who received the lively oracles to give unto us.
To whom?
Unto us.
To whom?
Unto us.
Read.
to whom our fathers
Read.
would not obey,
Come on.
but thrust him from them, and in their hearts turned back again into Egypt.
See that? We went back into Egypt again. See that? Love that. All right. I want you to run with me now. Go back to Revelation chapter 21 and 8, please. Revelation chapter 21 and 8. Revelations.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 8.
Come on.
But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake.
Shall have their part in the lake.
Which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
The second death. Right. That also is tied to the ICBM. The ICBM missiles. Everybody got that? Right. So it's important that you have that in your mind as well. Now, what I also want to take you to, so that we don't miss this, what is it basically saying before we go from there? What is it basically saying? Anyone? What's it basically? Because if it says, homemonger sources, it says they will have part in the lake which burneth with fire. So what is that telling us? It's telling us obviously something. So what does it say? Like the fire, what does it say? All right, let's see if you can pick it up. Let's see if you can pick it up. Let me see. Go to Revelation chapter 6. No, drop that. Go to Luke. Luke chapter 12 and 49. Right, now, don't lose where you are in Revelation, because you need to see the comparison. Right? So Luke chapter 12 and 49.
The book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth.
You see it? The opening verse itself has made it clear. Read it again, sir.
Luke chapter 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth.
Come on.
And what will I, if it be already kindled?
See that? So when we go back to Revelations and we read it again, what does he say there?
The book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire.
With fire. So he's going to bring fire. Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, grace and peace,
Grace and peace, sir.
What is Skip talking about? The 2/3, which are unbelievers, not in the truth, that they will suffer the sentence of the ICBM after they wake up.
Yes.
Along with the whoremongers.
Yes. All of that's going to happen to all of the 2/3. But I need something. Yes, that's my brother to tell me what you got.
Judgment?
Yes. What do you mean?
He's bringing fire on earth, which would be the result of
You went quite up towards
it. It would be judgment.
Yeah. All right. Yes. So he's going to bring judgment. Absolutely so. Is he going to bring it to the 2/3? Yes. But tell me, what's the whole purpose of the fire? Yes, sir.
To cleanse.
To cleanse. So we know it's cleansing. It's judgment and it's cleansing. So, tell me in your mind, based upon the scriptures, how is he going to do this? How is he going to do it? Because now I need to know what you understand in terms of what part of the scriptures we're in right now. Because remember, we're fulfilling it. We're seeing certain things happen before our eyes. We're seeing this thing now. Huh? So, anyone? You have to be quick because I don't have long here. Yes, ma'am?
It's pertaining to the nuclear war.
Yes, it is going to be nuclear. But all right, now knowing that, share with me, based on current events, how does it make sense now, what you now know? And that's only if you're not.
Now, as it pertains to now,
Yeah.
As we are getting ready, trying to be as in the elect of the 1/3,
Right.
we are getting ready so that we can go through
Right.
the wilderness to be refined again.
Yes.
But as far as the 2/3 is concerned, they will be destroyed and cast into hell.
Yes. Now, do you notice then what's actually taking place before our eyes?
The setup.
Say it again?
The setup.
There it is. Nice word. What we are witnessing is how he's setting everything in place. Because remember, I think we're all in agreement that the orange man he's not that clever if he has allowed another man to have certain information on him and now put him in a position that he went to war and didn't bring it before his war board, didn't bring it before the people, but just went ahead and started this way. That orange man is not very smart at all. Then to know that, remember, there's another group of people out there. Let me see. I need to pull this thing up. There's another group of people out there who want certain things, and the only way that they can get those certain things, let me see, is because everything has been tied to greed. There are 9 nations that are outside of what's called the central bank control. 9 nations. I'm going to tell you all of those in a moment. Every nation under the sun has a central bank, and it is owned by the Rothschilds. And remember, Roth means red, right? Childs means shield. So it means red shield. And when you look at this, these 9 nations that were outstanding were Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, Sudan, Venezuela. Now remember, let me repeat it. Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, Sudan, Venezuela. Those countries right there were on the 9 countries list. They're now off them. The countries that remain are Iran, Cuba, Syria, and North Korea. Those are the ones that are outstanding. Then guess what? Those people want those because if they have complete and total world dominance. That means nothing can happen in the world without. If a war comes, they can say, "No, we don't want no war." So work it out. There is no war. We're not going to pay for it. They have the power to do that. You see, that's what they do. And oh yes, go ahead, ma'am.
These four, the ones that remain have the power to say no.
No, the ones that remain they're waiting to take them. They've taken all those other those 5 that I just mentioned, And the 4 that's outstanding, those are the ones that they're still waiting to take. And and that's why, if you notice what has happened so far, all the countries are now starting to become what's called, let's use the trading term, they're beginning to become bullish. They're starting to become, they're arrogant. Notice what Iran said. We are not going to stop until every single one of you U.S. people that are here, that you're out. We want a public apology. We want everything that is in right, all the back owed money that you owe us, the 21 sanctions you have on us, we want those lifted, and we want compensation. How are they? Do you think America's going to capitulate to that? If America does, all the other nations will say, now we've got them. Because they're weakened now. And already, right now, look at what's going on. That Russia has made it clear. You begin to talk about nuclear. We're here. Russia has said it. China has said, if you do it, we here too.
That's right.
And the Arabian Gulf that they're blocked off, nothing passes through. Therefore, all of your gas, everything now. And you've got to remember that, I can't remember the name of that lady. She's the head of the whole thing. The doctor, he give me a name, but don't be doing that. I don't know how many times I'm going to keep on telling you. This particular woman, she's the worst president that they've ever had of all of the nations. And the problem is, would you mind saying if you can find her, if you can find her name? But she has capitulated and has put all of the countries in financial bankruptcy. And here we see, brothers and sisters, we're going to see America grovel. Yes, what you got for me, sir?
I have a question.
Oh, you have a question? All right, okay.
I can wait.
No, go ahead.
So are the English people using America as a defense and an offensive player to take the beating, but also to use it as a power to carry
It's part of what's called a 40-year plan. And the 40-year plan has been cut, and we're in it.
So they're sacrificing America.
They're using America as their bulldozer. And what America has done is gone to war with these other nations and had no cause, really. No cause. And stupefied Obama, he went and used it because he was under instruction to go and kill Saddam Hussein. And here's the problem with that. He was one of their allies. He was an operative. He was a CIA operative. And then they go and kill him. After the services he's rendered and he was being paid. And remember, that was his job, but he comes from a millionaire family. I saw someone else. Yes, sir.
Ursula von Leyen. Ursula von.
That's it. Yes.
Brenda Leyen.
Yeah, I thought it was some over there.
She has made the biggest. She's kind of blondie.
Brenda Leyen.
Yeah. She has completely thrown everything out. In fact, she's thrown the waterer and the baby. That's what she's done. Now, the reason why I want you all to watch this space is because we're going to see some things happen that are really biblical. And they're also saying at this point that Nathan, what is that he's dead. There she is. The worst ever. And she has completely destroyed and bankrupt all of the countries basically with her poor decision. She listened to America, and America has bankrupted now. where everything that she was getting. In fact, Doctor, can you read it? Is it the good stuff or is it the bad stuff? I mean, I don't.
He just talks about her.
No, I don't know. I want the bad stuff on her. Yeah, I want to know about her, all of her foolishness. Right. So, and I've only got. How am I doing for time? My time is. I've got little time left.
But this week is stretch out. And we still got the olives to go, so you can see that's a pretty color.
So, this is where we are. This woman here, make a note of that face, because that's the face that brought everything down to the ground. All right. Now, can we go back and read the scripture? So let's read what we read in Revelation. Let's go back there, please.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part.
Shall have what?
Shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Verse 9, come on.
Verse 9. And there came unto me one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, full of the seven last plagues.
Full of what?
Seven last plagues.
Go on.
And talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain.
High mountain, not right. So what I want you to do at this point, the next two verses, which is 9 and 10, tie into Jeremiah chapter 3 and 14. So let's read Jeremiah chapter 3 and 14 for Revelations chapter 21 and 9, which deals with the lamb, the bride and the lamb's wife.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 14. Turn, back.
No, I want you to go to Jeremiah chapter 3.
I'm at Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 14. It's like, I just spoke the wrong chapter.
Yeah, that's all right.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 14. It reads thus. Turn, O backsliding children.
Come on.
Saith Yahweh.
Read.
For I am married unto you.
See? So it's let us know ahead of time. He is married unto us.
God.
And so one of the things that he's going to be doing, it's going to be forcefully bringing the earth to its knees for its actions that he's done to his wife.
God.
Because every man, if you've got the gusto, you will never allow anyone to mess with your wife. Ever. You don't even know how serious I am about that mess. No one messes with your wife. No one. So if that's how you think that's me feeling that way, I've learned that from the scriptures. Read it again, sir.
Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children.
Come on.
Saith Yahweh. For I am married unto you.
Come on.
And I will take you, one of a city.
Come on.
And two of a family.
Come on.
And I will bring you to Zion.
To Zion. Read.
And I will give you pastors according to mine heart.
Come on.
Which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
And that's what we know, that in these later days, that when you look at the camps and look what's being taught, it's the Spirit of the Father that's bladed on the leadership that the teaching comes out the way it does.
That's right.
That's why he's preparing you. Because when he comes, he's going to scoop you up and no one's going to get in his way. No one.
That's right.
And that's why, this is why, remember, Edom has made it his job to take us away from the seriousness of marriage. And has taught us things like, well, you can always get a divorce, you can always get a separation, hogwash, and it means nothing to him to be married. Nothing. And that's why what we got to learn is this, that we're going to set up a defense,
That's right.
Now, watch this now. Jeremiah, I still want to stay in Jeremiah. I want you to jump, if you please, to verse 17, sir.
verse 17.
Uh-huh.
At that time, they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh.
Call it what?
The throne of Yahweh.
So Jerusalem is going to be the throne of the Most High God. Now watch this. No one is going to be able to call on the name of the Lord outside of us. No one. No one. Oh, so the other nations, will they be able to call on the name of the Lord? Let's read it one more time for me, please.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 17. At that time, they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh.
The throne. Meaning this is where he sits. Come on.
And all the nations shall be gathered unto it.
Shall what?
Shall be gathered unto it.
Shall be gathered unto it. Come on.
To the name of Yahweh.
Come on.
To Jerusalem.
Come on.
Neither shall they walk anymore after the imagination of their evil heart.
Read.
In those days, the house of Judah,
come on,
shall walk with the house of Israel.
Come on.
And they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your father.
Remember, the land of the north is America. Right? And it said they're going to come out of the land of the north and to the land that I have given
for an inheritance,
yes, sir,
unto your father.
Unto our fathers. Read.
But I said, how shall I put thee among the children?
Read.
And give thee a pleasant land,
come on,
a goodly heritage of the host of nations. And I said, thou shalt call me my father.
My what?
My father.
My Abba. Go on.
And shalt not turn away from me. Surely as a wife treacherously departeth from her husband, so have ye dealt treacherously with me, O house of Israel, saith the Most High.
Stop there, come on. Any other questions, please? Any questions, please? Any questions, please? All right. Now I said I'm going to get, as I said, you know. Yeah, I see. I've got to put. I have put together. Oh God, I have put together. I'm going to show you where a lot of the poison that we have both seen it, we have heard it, and sadly we have touched it. Where it comes from? It comes from Edom. And I'm going to show you just how infectious that nation has been in poisoning us. There are many who know that we are going to be the next inheritors. They know it. They know we're going to be ruling. They know we're going to be standing on the Lord's or the Abba Yahweh's side. They know we're going to stand on that. And they don't want us to, because they feel like they're putting all these last hundreds of years. Remember, they've only got back in the saddle since the Renaissance.
That's right.
You see? So from the Renaissance to where we are now, that's the time that they've been back in power. Notice what they've done. They've burnt everything, all of the buildings that we built long before they got here, in terms of what Chicago looked like, in terms of what San Francisco and Washington, all of the buildings that were there when we were in a certain position, they've destroyed them, burnt the rivers. They have dammed up places and dammed out towns and made them all be underwater, because we're led to believe that in Oklahoma, that was the first and only black Wall Street. Au contraire. Nearly all of this country had black Wall Street there. And they couldn't abide with it. And when you see the information, by God, I don't know. I don't really how. It's very difficult to live among people, and you look at them with complete disgust and disdain. It's very difficult, because you see, you did this just to put your name forward and put us under your foot. And one of my favorite writers, she's just passed the last few years. Her name is Toni Morris. Any of you? Great writer. Why is it that her literature has not been pushed in schools? No, because her writing would have uplifted their minds and turned their minds around. We can't have a woman like that saying what. Notice what she said. One of her favorite sayings was that in order for you to remain tall when you're seated, we have to be on our knees. My God, when you hear that, you say to yourself, you devils. You devils. Yeah, and I agree with you, baby. That's all I feel. You devils. But we know that the end is coming, and I Father, whatever I have to do to get a front row seat, I'll do it, because I want to be able to see this. In fact, the scriptures tells us that when you're in the chariot, the windows will look like doves' eyes, giant round. And I want to be able to be there looking, pressed up against that window, looking, and I want to be that. And I want to be the one that when a building goes down and it's crushing a number of folk, I'm going to be that freak. I'm going to be that person. I'm so tired. That's why I know that it must be coming, because I'm tired of this world.
That's right.
I'm tired of it. I really am tired of it. Any other questions? Any other questions? Anyone? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the Greeks, they came after the.
Say that again, sir.
The Greeks.
Ptolemy, yes.
Yeah, they came after. Is that Ascendani? Was that Esau?
Right. Now, Ptolemy is Greek,
Yeah.
and Ptolemy was one of the four generals that Alexander had, and his kingdom was split up to them. You see, Ptolemy also was the one who pushed. In fact, when you hear the story of Cleopatra, that's her father.
Right.
That's her father, because people always look at her and think that she is a black woman. She's not. She's not. She has an Edomite mother, a Slaki. She has a Hamite mother, but he of himself, he's Edom.
That's right.
You see? So, and you are your father. Remember, even though she went to make this big fanfare and going to Rome and all of this business, making her, and remember, she literally bankrupted Egypt to make sure that all of Rome bowed to her when she went there. But again, she was doing too little, too late, because Rome was never designed to respect a woman. It was never designed that. They only respect a woman as a god, not as a leader. You see, that's the difference there. But that's the scenario around that. Yes, sir.
Okay, so okay. Well, we said earlier, right? Esau turned Egypt white, but what was the name of the people he made? And is the last line?
No, Esau. You said that Esau turned Egypt white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who turned Egypt white? The Turks.
Right. Okay. So my one question. So the Turks Ptolemy came after the Turks, right? So he turned the Greeks white.
Yeah. No. The reason why I keep going back and correcting that, because we've got to remember that when Esau was in power, the transition from the Greeks went to the Romans. You see, and then the Romans were the next great power that ended up changing history, because they took over Egypt under Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, because they had affairs with Cleopatra. Cleopatra, although it isn't taught, because everyone tries to make this so-called white woman a god in their history books. That's why they make films about her and that, and that have what her name, Taylor, Elizabeth Taylor playing those roles, which truthfully was right. People say, well, we should be a black woman playing. No, because her father was Esau, right? But here's the thing that they leave out of the movies: the fact that she was a whore, and she was a real whore, because notice what she did. She had two brothers, and she had to have relations with her brothers. You see, now they keep that one out of the stories well enough, because they don't want you to know that, because they don't want to slutify her. They want to keep her like a Vestal virgin, which she wasn't. But she had relations with her two brothers, because she had two other brothers. In the movies, they always show one brother, but it's two brothers she had. And she had relationships with the two brothers, because if they ever produced a seed, that seed had to come from the royal bloodline. You see what I mean? Now, later on, it is reported that she had a baby from one of those other Romans, and they felt like it gave her some carte blanche to Rome, but it didn't, because even though it is reported that she had a baby from, will it be Julius or Mark, heaven only knows, she felt that gave her a right to Rome. Now, after Rome now, they end up destroying our homeland in 70 AD, right? It was after that point, way after that point, that now the Turks come in. You see, the thing you got to remember, you can't compact them all, because they all have their own history to play out. The Turks came much later. The Turks did what they did, and they became the new Edomite conquerors. Remember, the Greek Edomites, Roman Edomites, and between the Greek and the Romans, they called themselves Idumeans. All Edomites. And then you have the Turks who came much later. All right? Yes, sir. All right. Any other questions before we close at this point? Yes, sir.
Just a comment. We were talking about our history and how they're getting rid of our history. They've already started. Florida throwing away all books concerning African history, indigenous, in other states. You're going to see probably the same thing.
Yes. Well, remember that they can't have us being in first place. And a lot of the things are now on the internet. They hate that. Books are on the internet now that I've never seen before, that I wish was around maybe 10 years ago. But they've got books on the internet that reveal so much. And here's the thing, the internet now, not just books, but film footage. They actually now have a film footage, which I no matter how I tried to save it, I couldn't save it, of JFK saying out of his mouth, and I checked, it wasn't AI, it was a footage of him saying how the black so-called people who they have renamed them, and took away took away their position. He says that he said they were the ones who built America. He said, and watch what he said also. He said, during all the world fairs, those properties were built by the black indigenous people of America. But they couldn't let it stand. There was too much technology that existed that they were a part of. Remember, back then, our people knew, and that's why you see there's a confusion between slavery and all of that. There is a confusion because they have mixed dates that shouldn't be mixed. And you've got to remember as well that they've taken away a certain amount of years. They've done that. In fact, the scripture even says that they would do that. But what you've got to be mindful of is that a lot of the things that existed, they couldn't allow it to exist because they had to, what did they have to do? They had, the Esau had to have a way that they could meter everything. Because remember, electricity is meant to be free. Do you think when your house comes, you think electricity, everyone's going to be electric meter? There's electricity in the air. That's why you've got electricity called static electricity. It's there. It's all around us. But see, why don't they teach that in school? No, because they've got to teach you that you've got to get it from a meter, you've got to pay for it, and then you've got to get a house, you've got to feed it into the house. All of those things. Everyone every single inventor that has shown any invention showing how things should be free, they're all dead. Every one of them. There's been about 46 or 47 of them. They're all dead. Because this country, this world is about you pay until you die. You have land, you have houses. Many of you have houses in here. And guess what? Your house is not your house.
No, it's not.
Because even when you finish paying for it, you're still paying taxes on it. And really, we should be on what's called, I think it's called an Elodian mortgage. That's what we should really have. Or an Elodian deed. That's what we should have. But they won't let you have it. They won't. Because they want to keep a hand in whatever you have. Because the whole purpose is to make you work until you drop dead. And that's why when you hear me say, well, really, you should leave a whole lot of debt. You're like, oh, I don't leave any debt. Simple. But you do what you're going to want to do. All right, you person then, Cap.
Dr. Roy said.
I'm sorry, so lucky he was first.
Yes, sir. Just piggyback off what you said. There's a guy in Africa, I believe, he's running TVs and even has a helicopter.
Correct.
That runs off the air.
Correct. Because you see, everything is fed. Look, it's the wrong task. We can't even do it. But here's the thing. You've all done physics, right? We've all done physics. Yes. Now, why is it that they always tell you when you're buying an air ticket, that's the fuel fare is just gone up? Garbage. Well, you work in aviation. Here's the thing, Doc. Here's the thing. They just say, this is what they told me when I was coming out, that they keep all the extra fuel in the wings.
What I heard.
Here's the thing. Because of the laws of aerodynamics, you use fuel to get off the ground and a certain amount of fuel to get back on the ground, according to aerodynamics. To have fuel like that, if your wings were struck with lightning, do you know what's going to do to you? So, a certain amount of the flying is done by using and operating by the laws of aerodynamics. And that's what caused us to, let's not get in, to take off and we land a certain way. Some brother there, he knows more about it than I do. But here's my point. The point is simply this, that they have fooled us into believing their rhetoric, all their lies. And we believe it. And that's why we're subjugated to their knowledge. They know as well that they are less than you because they are, what are they? When you hear them write about all this mutants, they're the mutants. They're the mutants. We're not mutants.
No, we're not.
Our body is designed to take the electrostatic electricity. It's designed. Our body is designed also to repel a greater amount of radiation than a non-melanated body. Our body also can deal with heat better. They're in the sun, 2 minutes, red as a moth. And they're out there like that. And we grow up playing and then we get stupefied and say, oh, you're going to put sunscreen on your children. What sunscreen? I already got mine. Mine's built in.
That's right.
What's wrong with you? And here's the foolishness about people. Oh, I've got to put it on little Jimmy because I need little Jim or little Sarah. I need her to be protected. They were born with it. If anything, when they're in the sun, it's keeping them alive.
God.
It's keeping them healthy. It's feeding them. I'm sorry, I'll cut you off. But did you have something else to add to that? All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, please.
I just wanted to say they serve mammon.
Yes, sir. Yeah, money. They believe in that thing. That's why they have to have the banks that they have. Now, Captain, you're going next up.
I have a precept.
Yes, sir.
Pertaining to what you and all praises to Yahushua. Also bringing out a precept. The book of Isaiah, chapter 52, in verse 2 and verse 3.
So, 52.
Isaiah 52, verse 2 and verse 3. Mm-hmm. Shake thyself from the dust.
Come on.
Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
Come on.
O captive daughter of Zion.
Read.
For thus saith Yahweh, ye have sold yourselves for naught.
For naught.
And ye shall be redeemed without money.
Come on. He's going to do it, and not one red cent is going to be exchanged. Do you know what the currency of our freedom is going to be? It's going to be the same color as Esau, but it's going to run from him. It's called blood. It's called blood. And it won't be any of ours, because our blood will be fixed up. That's the last thing I read, that we're not going to have blood.
That's right.
There's going to be no blood in our bodies.
That's right.
Hello, somebody. Hallelujah. I'm happy about that. No more cuts. Ooh, there won't be no cuts. Because what substance is going to be a mess with our bodies? Huh?
Oh, praises.
What the scripture says, the weapons of our warfare will be carnal. You see? But ours is going to be mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Don't mess with us, All right, any questions online, sir?
No questions.
All right, we give all praises to the Most High God. We hope that everybody has enjoyed the teaching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Give us a thumbs up if this teaching has been a blessing to you today. And we pray that you, if you have any questions, we have your prayer requests. We're still following up on all of those. For those of you that have challenges, to all our brethren over in Europe, we pray that the teaching has reached you and soundly, and it has certainly had an impact on your life. All our brothers over in France, we give all praises to the Most High God for what He's doing with you there. And all our brothers in Africa, from Mozambique all the way through to Botswana, we give all praises to the Most High God for all of your emails and all of your kind supporting words. To our brothers here in the Americas, from east to west, to north to south, again, we give all praises to the Most High God for what He's doing. To all the brothers who are out there in the highways and byways teaching the Word of God, the good news to our people, we give all praises for them. And to the Aquans as well, we give all praises for your support. And as well as everyone that committed themselves to every Sabbath, and they've made it a Shabbat Shalom.
That's right.
Right. So we want to make sure that it's a favorable day that we give honor to the Most High God. Remember, I have myself and the family here. We want to say to you, Hallelujah.